Welcome back to Only Talk Sports, and tonight we have the Los Angeles Lakers and the Memphis Grizzlies in the first round in the Western Conference in the NBA playoff. This is game 6. Who is going to be able to win this game? We just saw a big upset earlier. The Sacramento Kings went on the road and beat the Golden State Warriors. That series is now tied 3-3, and we will have a game 7. So that series is going to be insane to see what eventually ends up happening there. But in this series between the Memphis Grizzlies and the Los Angeles Lakers, can Memphis go on the road and beat the Lakers just like the Kings did against the Warriors? It's going to be very interesting to see what happens for sure. But if somehow you do have the Memphis Grizzlies getting the win, they will be able to go to a game 7 as well and have the game back at Memphis with a chance to win the series. But it's 0-0 right now. The game has just started, and John Morant, he has the basketball, swinging it over to Xavier Tillman. It's back over to Desmond Bane. Desmond Bane back to Morant. Morant driving into the lane. He goes up strong, takes contact from Anthony Davis, and there is a foul call there. A really smart play by John Morant. He is at his best when he is getting in the lane, and he is not doing crazy things like jumping in the air and getting hurt potentially. But that was a really smart play to draw that foul and get the first foul on Anthony Davis. And John Morant, his first free throw is off the mark. It is no good. Got to make your free throw, especially when you are on the road. But these NBA playoffs have been fantastic, and we're still just in the first round. There's so much basketball action to go. John Morant, his second free throw, he nails it. 1-0. Jeff says he's here. I'm ready to go. Thanks for being here, Jeff. Really appreciate it. Means a lot. And we've got a great game on our hands. Jared Vanderbilt, he throws the basketball away. John Morant down the floor, and John Morant lays it in off the glass. 3-0, Memphis over Los Angeles. 11:10 to go in the first quarter. What a drive by John Morant, and what a finish. Anthony Davis with the basketball, kicks it to D'Angelo Russell. He tried to draw a foul, and he does draw a foul, but it's on the floor. They're not going to give him 3 free throws. Esco the Cool is here. Thanks for being here. Says, what's up, Only Talk Sports? Really appreciate you for being here. And he also said, who do you believe wins tonight, Only Talk Sports? I would have to say, I probably would think maybe Memphis can get it done. And right there, Jeff says, I think Memphis. Maybe it could be the Memphis Grizzlies. Just like we saw the Kings going on the road and getting that upset win as well over the Warriors. A 2 for the Lakers. They're finally on the board. 3-2 Memphis over Los Angeles. Tillman to Dillon Brooks. Into the lane. Dillon Brooks for 2, and he knocks down the jumper. 5-2 Memphis. That's a nice shot by Dillon Brooks. Now Reeves has the basketball, swinging it over to D'Angelo Russell into the lane. Russell drives, tried to kick to Anthony Davis. A turnover there. Morant down the floor for Memphis. 5-2 lead for the Grizzlies. Morant tries to go up strong. Morant's off the mark, but there is a foul, and I think there might be some free throws. Esco says 3-50. I predicted Josh scores 50 tonight. He could, and I think if he scores that many points, then there's a great chance that the Memphis Grizzlies do end up winning this game. And if he plays really good for the next 2 games, they could still win the series. You cannot, think just because you're up 3-2 that you've got the series. If you're the Lakers or the Warriors, you got to play hard every single game. But John Morant, his first free throws off the mark, so he's missing some free throws. That's not a good sign there. He's going to have to knock down his free throws. But John Morant, he had 31 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists in Game 5 in their win over the Lakers. That was huge for John Morant and the Grizzlies. And Morant, he scores right there at 6-2. 10:20 to go in the first quarter. D'Angelo Russell in the lane, kicks in the corner to Jared Vanderbilt, and his 3 is off the mark. You can tell Memphis is hustling on the defense side of the ball and on the offense side of the ball. Austin Reeves, he saves the basketball from going out of bounds. Kicks over to D'Angelo Russell. Russell, being guarded by Dillon Brooks, kicks to LeBron James, to Jared Vanderbilt in the corner, and Jared Vanderbilt, he knocks down that corner 3. Nice shot there. He has definitely improved that jump shot. But Memphis still up by 1. John Morant with the basketball, 6'5 Memphis, kicks over to Desmond Bane. Desmond Bane kicks back to John Morant. At the top of the key, John Morant's just sitting there for a minute, trying to make a play. Drives into the lane. Swings behind the back to Dillon Brooks, and Dillon Brooks is getting going on the offensive end. He knocks down the 3. What an assist by John Morant, and that is a good sign if you're Memphis, to be able to get other players involved, especially like Dillon Brooks, who has had some offensive struggles. That is a great shot there. 9-5 to Memphis. 9:20 to go in the first quarter. LeBron James kicks to Austin Reeves. The shot is off the mark. And Xavier Tillman, he gets the rebound there. So Memphis is doing a great job hustling on the glass. Desmond Bane, he has the ball with 9 to go in the first quarter. Trying to make a move, kicks over to Dylan Brooks, to Tillman. In the corner to Jaren Jackson Jr., and his shot is no good. And LeBron has the board. He's going down the floor at full speed ahead. He gets stopped by Dylan Brooks, swings to Anthony Davis into the lane, and there is a foul called on Memphis. And if it's on the shot, it will be free throws for Anthony Davis. I think it could have been on the shot, but we will have to see for sure what the refs do call. But that was a great behind-the-back pass by Ja Morant. He is such a talented player, especially when he's not doing insane things. He doesn't have to. And it looks like Luke Kennard, he's out for Memphis. It looks like he's on the sideline. That's tough for them. He's definitely a good three-point shooting option off the bench. By way of the Clippers, he came over through the trade deadline, but he is out. It looks like tonight he's in street clothes. Anthony Davis at the line. His first free throw is good. So it's 9-6. A good free throw there by Anthony Davis. Jeff says, yeah, I don't see Ja letting them lose. For sure, and he's going to have to play well. If the Grizzlies want to win, he's going to have to play well. I think he is definitely a vital part to their basketball team. He's definitely going to have a big game, especially if he's not getting a lot of contributions from his teammates. And Anthony Davis' second free throw is good as well. It's 9-7. The Lakers have cut the deficit down to 2 points, 8:50 to go in the first quarter. Memphis has the ball. Ja Morant bringing it up the floor. 8:40 to go in the first. Morant in the lane. Morant trying to kick it over to Dylan Brooks. Vanderbilt contesting that pass. Over to Jackson. Back to Dylan Brooks for three. And Brooks, his shot is off the mark. Austin Reeves with the board. Kicks to LeBron James. And James lays it in. 9-9. 8:20 to go in the first quarter. And we have a tie game. The Lakers and the Grizzlies are tied at 9 points apiece. Desmond Bane, he gets the basketball from Ja Morant, kicks over to Dylan Brooks. Jaren Jackson Jr. in the corner. 8 to go in the first quarter. Kicks out to Morant for three, and it's off the mark, in and out. And Anthony Davis, he grabs the rebound there. Kicks to D'Angelo Russell. Russell with the crossover dribble. Blows by Ja Morant in the lane, and D'Angelo Russell's floater is good. What a play there. What a shot. 11-9, and the Lakers, they take the lead after a good start by the Memphis Grizzlies. 7:50 to go in the first quarter. Ja Morant with the basketball, fresh off a 31-point game in Game 5 to help Memphis stay alive in this series. Can Memphis win again? Can they keep the series alive? Jaren Jackson Jr., he's got the ball being guarded by LeBron. He tries to kick it inside to Desmond Bane, and they call a turnover. There is a turnover. The ball went out of bounds, and they are giving the basketball back to the Los Angeles Lakers with a 2-point lead for them. 11-9, and Lakers are bringing the ball up the floor. Under 7:30 to go in the first. Memphis, they started the game really well, but the tide has turned a bit, and the Lakers are starting to get going on the offensive end. The crowd is getting into it, getting on their feet. D'Angelo Russell in the lane. He takes a mid-range two. His shot's no good, but he saves it. Kicks to Vanderbilt. Austin Reeves for three, and Austin Reeves splashes it home. 14-9. What a shot there by Austin Reeves, and there is a timeout by the Memphis Grizzlies. 7-11 to go in the first quarter, and definitely the offense there is starting to stall for Memphis. Memphis's offense is starting to slow down, and you're starting to see the Lakers blow this lead open just a little bit, up by 5 now. A big run for the Lakers after a slow start. Jeff says the Grizzlies need to get going. I agree. They were starting the game out fairly well, but they've just kind of started to stall a bit. They're not making their shots now, and their defensive intensity starting to slip. Because you look at that D'Angelo Russell too. He took a floater. He misses the shot, but then he gets his own rebound and gets another opportunity for the Lakers, which ends up becoming a made basket. You can't do that. You got to go in there and get the boards. You got to go get the rebounds. You got to get on the glass. And if you do those things, you're going to be able to have more possessions for yourself. And it's good to do that on the offensive end as well. But you see the Lakers, they're the ones doing that. Memphis is not getting the rebounds. Memphis is not getting the ball on the boards. That is what the Lakers are doing, and that's why the Lakers have the lead. It's very good offense right now that the Lakers are running, just being aggressive. I wouldn't even say they're taking great shots for the most part, but they're being aggressive. They're getting second chance opportunities, and that's why they have extended this lead a little bit. Memphis will just have to settle it down. So early in this game, we could see 25 lead changes for all we know before this game is done. But Memphis is going to have to settle down a little bit. And since they're on the road, you do want to be ahead because that definitely can take the crowd out of the game. You look at the Kings and the Warriors. The Kings were able to neutralize the Warriors crowd because they got ahead and then they just kept playing hard, and the Warriors crowd can never get back in the game. And by the time the fourth quarter was up, you look at the Kings had like 15-point lead on the Warriors. The crowd was not a factor. They definitely shut down the crowd. And that is a great recipe for success when you are the road team. You got to take the crowd out of the basketball game. And there's only so much the crowd can do when their team is down. And unfortunately, right now, for the Memphis Grizzlies, they are not doing that because they are down by 5. The Lakers crowd is really getting on their feet, really supporting their team. So it's going to be very interesting to see if you do have the Memphis Grizzlies make a turnaround after this timeout. Jeff, he still believes in the Memphis Grizzlies, says, I still think Memphis will win. I think that's definitely a good prediction. I still think that Memphis can win as well. They have a really good basketball team. And you look at the balance that they do have when all of their players are playing well, like Desmond Bane, like Dillon Brooks. Those guys have to step up for the Memphis Grizzlies. Those guys have to make buckets. John Morant is really important. Jaren Jackson are awesome players. But you got to get more production from some of your other players, that maybe don't score as much. Someone like Luke Kennard would have been huge, but he's not playing in this game. There's just a lot of talent on Memphis, but it's a lot of guys that don't consistently score. Sometimes they just don't have great games, and they all play well. That's why Memphis ended up being the 2 seed in the West. They've had a great season, but they've also had some bad performances when they go out there and all of their players are not playing at a high level. Jeff says, come on, John, let's get it going. For sure. Now, you look at the Lakers, they're a team that they rely heavily on LeBron and Anthony Davis, but over, the course of the season, they started to get more production from D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura, 2 players that they brought in through the trade, deadline. That was really huge there. I think that they've become a bit more of a balanced team, but they still do heavily rely on LeBron and Anthony Davis. But I think they have started to get more production from some of the other players. Memphis is still trying to find a way to be less John Morant oriented. It's more spread around with some of their other players. Maybe even a guy like Tyus Jones can bring a spark off the bench for Memphis. Who knows? But it's getting very interesting. It's 14-9. Los Angeles over Memphis. 7-11 to go in the first quarter. Really appreciate all you guys for being here so far. We got a really great game on deck. Had a great game earlier. The Kings going on the road beating the Warriors. Maybe we'll see another upset tonight with Memphis beating the Lakers at the Lakers. But we'll have to see. Los Angeles doing a good job of preventing that from happening right now. They're on a 9-0 run in the last 2 minutes and 40 seconds. John Morant, he swings the basketball over to Dillon Brooks. Dillon Brooks in the lane. He goes up strong, misses the shot, and Tillman puts it back in, but they call an offensive foul. Do not count the bucket. It does not count. 6:50 to go in the first quarter. I definitely think that you could make an argument that that was a blocking foul. I don't really see how that is an offensive foul, but they did call an offensive foul nonetheless. So it is Los Angeles ball. They're up 14-9. And there's a turnover. Good defense from Memphis. Desmond Bane down the floor. Desmond Bane all the way to the rack, and he lays it in off the glass. 14-11. That's a really good play by Memphis. Good defense leads to good offense. Austin Reeves has the basketball. Kicks to Anthony Davis for a mid-range 2. That was a great look for Anthony Davis, but he couldn't knock the shot down. Now Memphis is back the other way. John Morant, he's got the ball in his hands into the lane, and he's blocked from behind by Anthony Davis. He erased that shot. Kicks to Jared Vanderbilt. What a block by Anthony Davis. Now LeBron James down the lane, and you're not stopping LeBron when he goes full speed ahead down the lane. 16-11. 6 to go in the first quarter. Very unselfish basketball by Los Angeles there. Desmond Bane, his 3 is off the mark. Anthony Davis, he has the rebound swinging over to D'Angelo Russell. LeBron for 3, and his 3 is off the mark. Xavier Tillman Sr. with the board. 16-11. Memphis still down by 5. Desmond Bane shoots a 3. His 3 is off the mark. 5:43 to go in the first. Jaren Jackson misses the shot. LeBron James just knocked Jaren Jackson out of the way, but he gets the rebound. No foul call there. And the Lakers are definitely starting to extend this lead a little bit. Anthony Davis, he almost lost the basketball, but it gets it over to Austin Reeves. Reeves kicks to LeBron, and he's wide open for 3, and you can't leave LeBron that wide open. He's going to knock it down. 19-11, and the Lakers now have an 8-point lead, and the crowd is really on their feet. Dillon Brooks into the lane. He misses a layup. Tillman with the ball. The ball is out of bounds off the Lakers, but man, the Lakers are smothering the Grizzlies right now on the defensive end. They're doing a fantastic job on the defensive side of the floor, not allowing them to get easy buckets. Jaren Jackson trying to go up with it, but just fantastic defense for Anthony Davis down low. That was a fantastic block. 5:12 to go in the first quarter, and Memphis, their offense has really stalled in the last couple minutes. They started the game out really well. They had like 9 points in the first 3 minutes, but they've only scored 2 points in the next 4. And you've got Tyus Jones into the lane. His shot is off the mark. He is fresh off the bench, but he could not make that shot. D'Angelo Russell for 3, and his 3 is off the mark. That would have been a big shot for Los Angeles to go up by double digits. They have Rui Hachimura into the game as well, but they were not able to hit that shot there. And the ball will be going back to the Memphis Grizzlies. Down 19-11. They need a bucket badly. 4:50 to go in the first quarter. Tyus Jones bringing the basketball up the floor, being guarded by D'Angelo Russell. Tyus Jones, he has struggled in this playoff series for sure. Has not had many big games. Ja Morant with the ball, driving into the lane, out of control, almost gets the shot to go, and it's no good. And LeBron James, he gets the rebound, and they do call a foul on Ja Morant on the rebound. I don't think there's any free throws yet, but they're going to get him for that contact on LeBron James as he was going down. Jeff says again, Memphis needs to settle down. I agree. They are definitely struggling, and they have not settled themselves down into this game, something that they desperately need to do quickly, or it could get too much of a big lead for the Lakers and they fall behind. But the Memphis Grizzlies, they turn the basketball over for the Lakers. Morant tries to stuff the ball down, and he dunked it on, but there is a foul on the floor. LeBron James is mad that they called a foul, but it actually ended up being a good thing for the Lakers because Memphis had a dunk that got erased. So still, now he's going to have to earn the points at the line unless they call that foul on the floor and there's no free throws yet. But that was a fantastic dunk by Ja Morant that does not even count. But maybe it could turn into good for the Memphis Grizzlies if they're able to get a bucket here. LeBron, he is not happy as he goes over to the bench. He did not think that he fouled there. Tyus Jones with the basketball. He swings it over to Desmond Bane. He fakes the 3, kicks to Morant in the corner. Morant with the spin move, trying to drive on. Dennis Schroeder's now into the game. He kicks to Santi Aldama for 3, and Aldama knocks down the shot. He's fresh off the bench. That's a big shot for Memphis. 19-14. They really needed that bucket to drop. 3:50 to go in the first. D'Angelo Russell, his floater is good. What a shot for LA. 21-14. Tyus Jones, he has the basketball into the lane, trying to make a move on Austin Reeves. He cannot, so he kicks to Aldama back up to Desmond Bane. Down the lane for Bane. His shot's no good, but he gets his own miss. Bane is blocked from behind by Austin Reeves, but finally Xavier Tillman gets another offensive rebound and lays it in. 21-16. Almost a turnover, but Los Angeles still has the ball. D'Angelo Russell kicks to Dennis Schroeder. Schroeder into the lane. He almost loses his footing, but he regains his balance, being guarded by Desmond Bane. Schroeder decides to kick it out to D'Angelo Russell. Russell in the lane. He gets all the way to the rim over Xavier Tillman, and he lays it in. Really nice play there. 23-16. And Tyus Jones on the other end, he misses a layup that he should have had. 3 to go in the first. D'Angelo Russell with 8 points. Rui Hachimura kicks to D'Angelo Russell. And the Lakers, they're definitely playing much more confidently on the offensive end. Memphis just cannot get shots to consistently fall. Russell for 2. 25-16, and now the Lakers lead by 9. I think there's another timeout for Memphis, and they need it. They're down by 9. The Lakers are starting to blow it open again. Jada says, hi, Jeff. Thanks for being here, Jada. Really appreciate it. How's it going so far? It's been a really solid game. The Lakers, they were down early. The Memphis Grizzlies were doing a much better job early on in this game, but the Lakers have since then taken the lead, and now they're up by 9 points, really getting their crowd on their feet, doing a great job as of this time on the offensive end. But the game earlier was fantastic. The Sacramento Kings going on the road and heavily beating the Golden State Warriors to tie that series 3-3. And now they're going to have to go back to the Kings. The Warriors will. And can the Warriors get the winner? Will the Kings get their first playoff series win since 2004? And in this game between Memphis and Los Angeles, it's going to be very interesting for sure to see. Can Memphis tie this series up and get it to a Game 7 back on their floor, or will the Lakers win this in 6? It's going to be very interesting, but I really appreciate you for being here, Jada. Thanks so much for stopping by, but it's going to be very interesting to see what happens, and I really appreciate you for being here. Jackson Johnson, thanks for being here. He says, uh-oh, Memphis is in trouble. Well, at least they have more than 2 points like the Memphis showed us last week for sure. The Memphis Showboats are definitely going to have to start playing some better football if they want to have more success. That was not good at all. But definitely Memphis, the Grizzlies, they're trying to hang around this series. They've had some struggles, but they're down by 9 right now. Jazz's nightmare not gone yet. It's going to be very interesting to see. Definitely a lot of success you saw with the Kings. Can the Memphis Grizzlies have success as well? Jackson said, sorry, it's I got too lazy to type, so I used the Siri voice instead. Oh, yeah, you're good, man. You're good. I mean, it's one of those things. Sometimes it's not always perfect, but it does its best. But thanks for being here, Jackson. Really appreciate it. But, man, we've got a good game on our hands. Can Memphis get the road win, keep the series alive? I think they can. I mean, they got the team. They have the talent to get it done. But Los Angeles is playing some confident basketball, and you can tell they want to win the series. I mean, they're going out there and hustling at a high level. LeBron's making shots. Anthony Davis has had some great defensive plays early on in this game, and if that continues, it's going to be very difficult for Memphis to win. I think it's really possible that they could win because I think that they are a confident team. But unfortunately, your confidence can get rattled if you get down big early on in a game, kind of like they did in an earlier game in this series when Memphis was down 35-9 after the first quarter. They never regained their footing in that game. John Morant had 45 points, so he made it kind of close later on in the game and really gave Memphis potentially a shot to come back. But still, looking at that game, that's why they lost, because they were down 35-9 for the first quarter. Memphis is not down by as much, but they're still down by 9 points. They're not hanging around. They're not keeping it relatively even like the Kings Warriors was, and then the Kings found a way to get in the lead, and then they kept it and held on to it and never relinquished it. That was really smart by Sacramento. They took the lead and never gave it away. Every time the Warriors went on a big run, the Kings said, nope, we're going to find a way to keep making buckets, and we're going to win this game. Jeff says Memphis can win, and they have the talent. I agree. I mean, they definitely have the talent. They're not a 2 seed for a reason. You don't become a 2 seed in the NBA in either the Eastern or the Western Conference. It doesn't matter either one by accident. They're a 2 seed for a reason. They've had a great season. With John Morant, he's been banged up, but he's still playing well. He's doing everything he can, but he's going to have to get enough production out of his teammates, or if not, they could drop this game and this series, and that would be awful overall for the Memphis Grizzlies, who definitely have bigger aspirations, but it's going to be very interesting to see what happens for sure. Nana's here. I'm watching the game. Go Grizzlies. Thanks for being here, Nana. I really appreciate it so much. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being here watching the game with me. Really appreciate you for being here. It means a lot, but we got a big game, and you're going for the Grizzlies. A lot of people want to see the Grizzlies tied up. Maybe they can. We'll have to see for sure. They definitely have the talent to get it done, but thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. But there is a turnover by the Memphis Grizzlies. I think they called an illegal screen. That's unfortunate there. The illegal screen is one of the most frustrating calls in basketball, whether it's college or pro or any level for that matter. It's frustrating because it's such a nonsense play. You shouldn't have it, but it is what it is. Anthony Davis now with the ball for the Lakers to D'Angelo Russell. Back to Anthony Davis, the two-man game, and he jams it home. Anthony Davis does, 27-16. What a dunk by Anthony Davis. 2:10 to go in the first quarter, and Memphis is in a lot of hot water. They're down by 11, and they need some points, and they need it quick. Tyus Jones swings over in the corner. Memphis really trying to find some offense. Jaren Jackson Jr. on the right block. Goes over Anthony Davis. His shot looked good, but he could not get it to drop. Memphis tried to get the board, but they could not. Now the ball is out of bounds. Who do the referees call it off of? I think they call it off of Memphis. So it will remain Los Angeles ball. They almost turned the basketball over, but it will still remain Los Angeles ball. John says, I missed it. Mike Mayer went forward to the Raiders. Crazy. It's 100% crazy going on with the NFL draft as well. The NFL draft's going on. A lot of fun there. There's been a lot of great action as well. Josh has just found out. Sorry, Jeff. You're good, man. Definitely thanks for the updates with the NFL draft. Anthony Davis swings it back out to D'Angelo Russell. 1:40 to go in the first quarter. Russell with the ball. Tries to kick it down low to Anthony Davis again, and the two-man game works again. Back-to-back alley-oops between D'Angelo Russell and Anthony Davis, and the lead balloons to 13. 8-0 run for the Lakers. What can the Memphis Grizzlies do to combat this run by Los Angeles? Jaren Jackson for three, maybe? Nope. He cannot make the shot. Austin Reeves with a behind-the-back dribble down the floor. Over to D'Angelo Russell. Russell kicks to Anthony Davis on the right block. Anthony Davis goes up strong. His shot is off the mark. Fairly good defense by Memphis. They were in the right position. They were able to make him fade away and make that shot a lot tougher. He was not able to hit the shot. Morant in the lane, and Morant's shot is no good, and they're going to call a double dribble or a carry. I think they call a carry on Ja Morant anyway, so the shot is no good. 29-16, 101 to go in the first quarter, and Memphis is really struggling on the offensive end. Their defense is starting to struggle as well, but their offenses cannot get anything together. Austin Reeves driving in the lane, kicks over. Rui Hachimura in the lane, and Rui Hachimura with the slam dunk. 31-16. What a play by Rui Hachimura off the dribble, and he slams it home. 45 seconds left in the first quarter, and Memphis is now down by 15 points. Ja Morant trying to make a play here, trying to dribble by Schroeder. He decides to take the three, and he knocks it down. Big shot for Ja Morant. That stops the run for Los Angeles. Memphis only down by 12 now. 31-19. 25 seconds left in the first quarter. D'Angelo Russell over to Austin Reeves. Reeves being guarded by Jaren Jackson to Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, he cannot get another alley-oop in. It did not work. 17 seconds left in the first quarter, and there is a stoppage of play. Not 100% sure what happened there. It looked like Memphis was going down the floor, about to try to score, but not 100% sure why there was a stoppage of play. I'm sure it will make sense. It looks like maybe there was a play down the floor. Maybe Jaren Jackson pushed Austin Reeves a bit. Maybe they were looking at it for a flagrant foul. I don't think that's a flagrant foul, but Jaren Jackson's going live. So they call a blocking foul on Austin Reeves. I mean, I don't know. He was kind of standing there. I don't know how it is, but they do. So Jaren Jackson, he missed the first free throw, though. Jeff says, come on, Ja. He's trying to rally the Memphis Grizzlies, but Jaren Jackson, he had 18 points and 10 rebounds in Game 5. A solid performance. Definitely going to have probably that good of a performance, maybe even better if Memphis wants to win this game as well. He does hit the second, but Memphis is still in an 11-point hole. 31-20. 15 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Jaren Jackson going back down the floor with the rest of his team is trying to defend on this final possession of the first quarter. LeBron James with the basketball. He drives in, kicks in the corner to D'Angelo Russell. His three's off the mark, and Ja Morant tips it up in the air, and that will be the end of the first quarter. 31-20. Memphis is down by 11 points. Not the best first quarter that the Memphis Grizzlies could have asked for, but it's not as bad as the 35-9 first quarter that they had a few games ago. But definitely, Memphis is going to have to find a way to start doing a better job in this game on the offensive end, or they will not win this game. There's still plenty of time, but definitely they are struggling a bit overall on offense. In their defense, I feel like they've played hard, but they did kind of slack up a bit at times in that first quarter, which allowed Los Angeles to gain that confidence, which allowed them to start making big shot after big shot. And then that's what kind of helped build this lead. It gets the crowd involved. And now Los Angeles, before you know it, is up by double digits. Whereas Memphis, they're just not really having a cohesive offensive style of play right now. It's kind of just a little ragged. You look at Ja Morant, he's dribbling around a lot, and they are passing some, but it just seems like at times some of these guys aren't wanting to drive into the lane, and they're either settling for jump shots or they just keep passing around until finally somebody has to take a shot that maybe is a bit less than ideal. I don't think Memphis is doing horrible on the offensive end, but they are going to have to start making some shots, so they will have to find a way to try to drive in the lane, get to the foul line. And even when they have gotten to the foul line, they've been to the stripe a few times. They've missed a few free throws, which is not great. You want to be able to hit your free throws, especially considering, again, you're on the road. When you're on the road, hitting your free throws is very important, especially if the home team has more free throws than you do. You got to take advantage of the free throws you do have. Those opportunities are precious, and as Michael Jordan would always say, you got to make your free throws. But I do think that overall, this game has the potential to be a fantastic game. I think overall, it could be a game that goes down to the wire. I'm looking at, the Memphis Grizzlies. They are a team that's had so much success this year. It's very hard to see them just folding and giving up and, losing this series in this manner, like getting beat by 20 points. You feel like they are going to do everything they possibly can to get back in the game and try to win, because you look at Memphis. I mean, they've had a great season. They definitely have had a better year than Los Angeles. Yes, Los Angeles has improved as the season's gone along because of who they got in the trades, during the trade deadline, but still, Memphis is a basketball team that is really good. They've had a great year overall. They have their star in Ja Morant. and they have really good players around him. But definitely, you do not want to see, if you're a Memphis Grizzlies fan, them fold and them lose this game by a large amount. If they are going to lose this game, then you would like it to be close. Like if you lose maybe by 2-4 points. Yes, you lost. It stinks if you are a Memphis fan, and you, even if you're a person who just loves the NBA playoffs and want this to go to game 7, and you're wanting Memphis to hold on to be able to make this a 7-game series as well, Memphis is going to have to play hard, but you would like it to be close versus a blowout. It's going to be interesting for sure, and we'll have to see what happens. Jeff says it's 3 stops and a score, and they're even 100%. Again, all you got to do is get some stops, and they're not getting stops right now. Los Angeles, to their credit, doing a great job on the offensive end. They're making threes, they're getting to the rim, they're making the free throws. They're doing a good job all around, and they're getting a lot of players involved, which bodes well later on in the game, because the more players get involved early, is the more players that could be in rhythm the longer the game goes on. As you further progress throughout the game, you can get Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, D'Angelo Russell, some big shots already being made, and then they can continue that as the game progresses, and then it won't have to be all Anthony Davis and LeBron James for the Lakers to win. But for Memphis, like Jeff said, 3 stops and a score, and they're even. They're definitely going to have to get some stops and start making some buckets. Esco the Cool says it isn't over yet, but they keep this up and it will be for sure. I completely agree. You are 100% correct. If they keep up this poor performance, then they definitely will lose, but they're going to have to find a way to get their act together, or it is not going to be a good look or a good sign for the Memphis Grizzlies in the rest of this game. But the start of the second quarter is nigh. The Lakers, they have the basketball. It's 31-20, 11:50 to go in the second quarter. Austin Reeves dribbling at the top of the key, gets a screen by LeBron, flares it to LeBron, and LeBron lays it in. That's a really good play there. 33-20. 11:30 to go in the second quarter. Memphis is struggling all around on both sides of the ball now. Their defense is definitely starting to slack up as well. LeBron now has 9 points. Dillon Brooks on the left wing swings it over to Desmond Bane, and he almost turns the basketball over, and he does turn the basketball over. Schroeder to LeBron James in the lane to Gabriel, and Wenyen Gabriel with the slam dunk. 35-20, 11:10 to go in the second quarter, and it's going from bad to worse for the Memphis Grizzlies. They cannot get anything going on either end of the floor. Desmond Bane to Jaren Jackson, a 15-point hole for the Grizzlies. Jaren Jackson in the lane, he drives. No foul call. It definitely could have been a foul, but no call. Austin Reeves to LeBron James. Back to Austin Reeves at the top of the key. Lakers with a 15-point lead. 10:40 to go in the second quarter. And there is a turnover. Tyus Jones with the basketball down the floor. Over in the corner to Dillon Brooks. Dillon Brooks off the dribble, kicks down low, and a layup is in for Memphis. A much-needed bucket. 35-22, 10:30 to go in the second quarter. Big shot for Memphis, and now they're only down by 13. Dennis Schroeder, he has the basketball, kicks over to Austin Reeves. The Lakers up with a comfortable 13-point lead, but still so much time to go in this game. You definitely can't think any lead is comfortable, and I'm sure the Lakers are not. Reeves off the dribble in the lane, kicks to Gabriel, almost loses the ball out of bounds. 1 second on the shot clock, and it's a shot clock violation for the Lakers. Esco the Cool said the Lakers are treating this like a game 7. You can feel it. You can see it. Memphis better get busy before this turns into scary times, period. 100%. It's almost like Memphis is the one up 3-2, the way that they feel like they can maybe cruise on and get the series win. But instead, they're the team down 3-2. The Lakers are up, but they're playing with urgency, kind of like you feel with the Kings and the Warriors. The Kings were down the series, but they play with more urgency than the Warriors and got the win. But it's the reverse in this series. Jaren Jackson, he does score, though. 35-24. Memphis cuts it down to 11. 9:50 to go in the second. Schroeder has the basketball, being guarded by Dillon Brooks. Swings over to LeBron James, being guarded by Jaren Jackson. LeBron James hit some big shots already. Austin Reeves, his 3 is off the mark, and he's looking for a foul, but he is not going to get it. Tyus Jones down the floor to Desmond Bane, all the way to the rim, kicks to Brooks. Back around the world to Jaren Jackson. His 3 is off the mark, and LeBron James, he has the board, and the offense is kind of stalling for both teams now. LeBron to Wenyen Gabriel, out to Reeves in the corner. Austin Reeves misses the shot, though. Dillon Brooks with the board for Memphis down the floor, and he slows it up. He does not go all the way to the rim with it. Gets it to Jaren Jackson. Back to Dillon Brooks. Desmond Bane fakes the 3 at the top of the key, drives on Hachimura, and his shot will not drop. Again, both offenses are stalling. 8:50 to go in the second quarter. Reeves back to Schroeder. Now over to LeBron. Back to Reeves again. Reeves in the corner trying to do something with it. Back to Schroeder. Some really nice passing from Los Angeles. Schroeder with the nice crossover to Wenyen Gabriel, and he lays it in off the glass. 37-24. Nice play by the Lakers, and they're still pouring it on. 8:30 to go in the second quarter. 13-point lead for Los Angeles. Memphis basketball. Tyus Jones for three. He knocks it down. Big shot for Tyus Jones. Maybe that can help build his confidence. He is definitely struggling in this series. That is a big shot there for him. Now you have the Lakers with the ball up by 10 points. Schroeder into the lane. Kicks to LeBron. Over to Reeves in the corner again. With Tyus Jones on. Reeves off the dribble. Back to LeBron James with the mid-range too, and his shot's good. 39-27. 8 to go in the second quarter. And LeBron James, that is a really nice shot there by him. Desmond Bane has the ball. Over to Tyus Jones. Dillon Brooks being guarded by LeBron James. Memphis down by 12 points. 7:40 to go in the second quarter. Memphis misses a corner three. Reeves for the Lakers with the rebound going up the floor. LeBron kicks to Hachimura in the corner. His three is off the mark. And Tyus Jones with the rebound, but he gets hit hard. And LeBron James, he probably thought again that wasn't a foul, but he definitely got some contact on Tyus Jones. And hopefully Tyus Jones is okay. He took a lot of contact. Hopefully he will be able to continue playing in this game. Anthony Davis is back into the game for Los Angeles. 7:34 to go in the second quarter. But definitely Tyus Jones taking a lot of contact there, and I hope he is okay. Jeff says a nice play by Memphis. Memphis has had a couple of nice plays. They've had a couple of nice moments, but still overall really struggling from the floor. And Tyus Jones, they're showing the replay. I don't know. I don't think he got hit. I don't know. I think that he got hit by Wenyen Gabriel, but it was not as bad as it looked originally. He definitely took a little bit of contact. He got hit a bit, but it wasn't too bad. So I definitely do not think that is a foul, like a technical foul or a flagrant foul. They'll probably keep the regular foul, but nothing more excessive than that, I do not think. They're definitely going to review it, but I don't see anything malicious there. Esco the Cool says Memphis can't afford this lack of energy, can't afford to really rest Ja. The Grizzlies just have to become effective on both ends and hope to weather the Lakers storm. I agree with you. When you're down big in a game, you just have to try to chip away at it. Get it to around 5. Get it to around 6 or 7 at the half, and then go from there. If you're Memphis, you cannot be down double digits at the half. And again, like you said, they're the team that's down 3-2. They're the team that's down 3-2. They should be having way more urgency than the Lakers, and the Lakers look like they're having a lot more urgency. Again, it's a inverse of the Kings-Warriors, where the Kings are down 3-2. They go out there and give it all they got and get the win on the road. Memphis needs to have that urgency, and they're not doing that right now. They are really struggling overall to make buckets. They're just not capable of hitting shots as of this time. Jeff says the ball hit him in the face. I did see that. I think the ball did catch Tyus Jones a bit, but I don't think there was any malicious intent there, and definitely not a flagrant foul on the Los Angeles Lakers, for sure. But you are correct. I think the ball did catch him a bit in the face. But it's still 7:34 to go in the second quarter. Los Angeles is up 39-27. And they're showing that when Anthony Davis and LeBron are on the floor, the Lakers definitely do a lot better, for sure. They are the stars for a reason. Jaren Jackson kicks to Desmond Bane, still looking for some offense for Memphis. And he's blocked by Hachimura. What a block by Rui. Desmond Bane does get the rebound, though. John Morant at the top of the key. He needs to make some buckets quick, and his shot is off the mark. He tried to shoot a 3. Memphis does get the ball back. Now, Dillon Brooks, his 3 is off the mark, and when you're not making your 3, sometimes it's smart to drive in and take 2s, get to the rim, because right now Memphis cannot knock down a 3 to save their life, and they are continuing to chunk them up, and they're not knocking them down. So you got to try to change up your strategy. D'Angelo Russell to Rui Hachimura, and Hachimura knocks down the mid-range. 41-27. 6:40 to go in the second quarter. That's a really good shot by Rui Hachimura. Tyus Jones now being guarded by D'Angelo Russell. John Morant in the lane. And still Memphis struggling to score. They can't get any offense going. I don't think they've scored in like 4 minutes. Jaren Jackson Jr. being guarded by LeBron James. He turns around and he gets blocked by Anthony Davis. What a block. Anthony Davis is playing great, but it's turnover by the Lakers. Tyus Jones down the floor, and Anthony Davis alters another shot, and he gets the rebound. What defense by Anthony Davis. Now LeBron down the floor, and Rui Hachimura for a big dunk. Wide open down the floor, and yet again, Memphis is having to use another timeout. Los Angeles is now opened up their biggest lead of the game, 43-27. They're up by 16 points. 6:11 to go in the second quarter, and it is going from bad to worse for Memphis in a hurry. And Esco the Cool's, the Memphis offense without Ja is like a plain hamburger. I agree. I think that you are absolutely correct. When he's in the game, he adds so much life to the Memphis offense. But even right now, with him in the game, they just don't have it for whatever reason. Even he just is not able to get it going. He's kind of settling for jump shots as well. I think Memphis is just settling for jump shots. Memphis is not one of the best three-point shooting teams in the NBA. They had some success. That's why they brought over Luke Kennard to be able to shoot threes for them, because they do struggle to shoot the three ball. But still, Luke Kennard, he's not in this game, and even when he has been playing, it's not like he's hit that many threes. He's had some success, but Memphis isn't the best three-point shooting team in the world. They definitely can knock down threes, but it's not their strength, and it's definitely not their strength, and it is what it is. I mean, with 6 to go in the second quarter, you're down by 16. If you want to have any chance to win this game, that needs to get under 10 at half. You cannot be down by 16 points at the half. You can't be down by probably 12 points at that. Get it under 10, maybe that will give you a chance. I mean, if you're down by more than double digits, you can still come back. It's not like it's mathematically impossible and that they can't come back, but it's not something you want to find out. You want to be able to try to cut down this deficit, because right now, the Lakers are doing everything right on the offensive end. They're doing a great job on the defensive side of the ball as well. So for sure, looking at Los Angeles, if they keep up this high level of play, they're going to win this game and they're going to win this series, because Memphis just is not showing the intensity. They're really struggling on both sides of the ball. Their defense is starting to slack up. Their offense is not getting anything going. And the Lakers, they just have more intensity. The crowd is involved. They're doing a fantastic job, so it is definitely going to be interesting for sure. Esco the Cool says Memphis is finally gaining a little bit of traction, a bit rather, for sure, but you definitely wrote that a few minutes ago, and now it's starting to not look too good again. But they were gaining a bit of traction, but it's definitely starting to stall a bit. Their little bit of run that they had going is starting to end, and it's really unfortunate for Memphis if they're not able to come back. I thought Memphis would play a lot better in this game. I was hoping that we could potentially see a Game 7. So we'd have a great showdown between the Lakers and Memphis, and whoever wins moves on to the next round. But it is what it is. We'll have to see what happens for sure. If the Lakers do win, kudos to them for knocking out the Memphis Grizzlies in 6 games, something that the Warriors could not do against the Kings. And now that series is going to a Game 7, and potentially the Warriors could lose. It's going to be out at the Kings. Very interesting series there. It should be a lot of fun in that game. But this game right here, Memphis is really struggling. Down by 16 points. And John Morant, he's trying to make the big plays that he normally does, but he was missing some shots down low. He was getting blocked a few times. And now he's starting to try to settle for jump shots, and that's just not going to get it done. You got to drive the basketball. You have to get to the rim, get to the foul line, and it's just not looking that good for Memphis if they can't do that. Anthony Davis is altering all of these shots. He's doing a great job down low, blocking shots, making players have to alter their layups, and they miss them. So still, overall, again, the Lakers, not just on the offensive end, they're doing a great job on the defensive end as well. And they're showing Memphis is 2 of 10 from the field when contested by Anthony Davis. So he is definitely having a big impact on this game. So Memphis with the ball, 6 to go in the second quarter, and they need points now. You got Aldama with the basketball. He's trying to make a play. Xavier Tillman down low, and another shot altered by Anthony Davis. Down the floor, LeBron James into the lane, and he lays it in off the glass. 5:50 to go in the second quarter, and he'll have a free throw as well to boot. Unbelievable there. 5:50 to go in the second quarter, and Los Angeles is now up by 18 points, and it could be 19 points after this free throw. Can Memphis do anything right on either end of the floor? LeBron James looking like vintage LeBron, driving into the lane there. And the contributions that Los Angeles is getting from some of their other players is key as well. It's not just LeBron. Their other players are playing great as well. And he scores the free throw also. So it's 46-27. He's got 14 and 3. And on the other end, Ja to Aldama. Morant with a really good pass and assist there. Finally, Memphis scores again. This has to be their first score in like 4 or 5 minutes. 5:30 to go in the second quarter. Los Angeles is up by 17. D'Angelo Russell into the lane. He almost loses the basketball, and he does. Ja Morant down the floor, and there is a foul on Dennis Schroeder. As Ja Morant was going down the floor, he is bumped by Dennis Schroeder, and they do call a foul. You definitely want to have player safety when someone's driving down the lane recklessly. You don't want an injury to happen, so that's why a foul is called there. But Memphis will have the basketball still with 5:20 to go in the second quarter, and they're down by 17 points, just having a disastrous first half overall after a really nice start in the first 3 or 4 minutes of the game. And there's another turnover. LeBron with the steal to D'Angelo Russell. Now it's 48-29. It's a 19-point lead for Los Angeles. The Lakers are pouring it on. Memphis is struggling. Russell with 12 points and 3 assists. He's 6 of 9 from the field. Tyus Jones swings over to Desmond Bane. And Memphis, they've only scored 2 points in the last 5 minutes of action. Tyus Jones with another turnover. Bad pass by Tyus Jones. Schroeder to Anthony Davis. Almost a good play there, but a turnover. Tyus Jones to Desmond Bane. Being guarded by LeBron, but yet again, the Lakers get back on defense. They're not allowing the Grizzlies to run the floor and get easy buckets. Tyus Jones for 3, and of course, he can't knock it down because Memphis is struggling to shoot the 3 ball as of this time. 4:20 to go in the second. Anthony Davis down the floor, and the ball is off of Memphis. It looked like it could have been off Anthony Davis. That's what Tyus Jones is saying, but they're going to give the ball back to the Lakers. But I don't even really know if it would matter at this point because still, the way Memphis is playing on the offensive end, even if they got the ball back, would they be able to do anything with it? And finally, Los Angeles, they used their first timeout of the game. Memphis, they've already had to use 3, but it has not helped because they just cannot get into any rhythm or flow in this game, and they're down by 19 points. Esco the Cool, he says Luke Kennard is out too, and I completely agree. That does play a role, but Luke Kennard also probably will not be scoring 19 points, so he would definitely have an impact, but Memphis is just playing some bad basketball on both ends of the floor, and that's why they're down by so much. They had a pretty good start, and I thought it was a good sign for their chances to win. But they are definitely struggling overall. Thanks for being here, Michael Williams. I really appreciate you being here and the compliment as well. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate everyone for being here tonight. But Esco the Cool, it's not looking good for Memphis. I definitely agree. And if they don't find a way to turn this ship around soon, then they will definitely be going down. They will not be able to stay in this series to be able to win this game and have a shot to win the series in Game 7. And they have a good basketball team, but I still think the one issue that Memphis sometimes has is in games like this where Ja Morant isn't playing at an elite level or he's just kind of struggling from the floor, and then his teammates can't step up and win the game. I know that they did it without him when he got hurt in Game 2, and Memphis did win that game, but it's rare that it happens. Sometimes you just don't get enough out of Dillon Brooks, Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson. They're great players, and they're all capable of scoring, especially Desmond Bane and Jaren Jackson. They can score 30 points, but it's not consistent. And when all of Memphis plays horrible, when all of their players are struggling on the offensive end of the floor and on the defensive side of the ball, that's where they get into trouble. And in this game right here, they've got 29 points, and we're getting close to the end of the first half. So their offense is not doing good at all. Yes, Ja Morant's not scoring that much, but his teammates are not as well. It's just not looking good for the Memphis Grizzlies. And right on cue, Esco the Cool says, well, only tell us where this is depressing. I agree with you, Esco the Cool. Based on the foul, I was hoping it would be a really close competitive game either way, but it's just not looking that good overall. He definitely can tell that the Memphis Grizzlies are, maybe playing too hard. I don't know if it's like the fact they're playing too hard, but sometimes you think too hard. You're going out there and you're thinking too hard and you're trying to play too hard, but then you don't. You have to just go out there and play hard. You can't overthink it. Maybe Memphis is trying to think. They're not doing what they did in Game 5 where they were just going out. It was on their own floor, but they were just going out there playing at an extremely high level, and they did a great job against the Lakers, winning that game by 17 points. I think actually by the same score that the Kings beat the Warriors, it was 116-99. But still, if you're playing hard, that's great. But if you're overthinking it and you're thinking too hard and you're trying to play hard, then sometimes you don't. And I think that's what Memphis is doing right now. They're overthinking things. They're trying to take jump shots, and they're just not hitting them. And when you're not hitting your jump shot, sometimes changing it up is not a bad thing. Changing it to try to get to the rim, try to get to the foul line is a good option as well. You don't always have to settle for threes. But they're showing the best, guy in the NBA closing out games, LeBron James. That is insane right there. Last time losing a potential closeout game at home for LeBron James was in 2008. That is insane. LeBron James had a great career, and he's done a fantastic job over the years in the NBA being clutch in big games with his team. But again, it's still a team effort. You have to play team basketball. The stars are great, but if you only get a good performance out of your star player or two, you're not going to win. You have to get production from your role players, and that's what the Lakers are doing. Their role players are really stepping up. Yes, LeBron has 14 points, but they're getting great contributions from Reeves and Rui and D'Angelo Russell for sure. But D'Angelo Russell, he draws a foul, so he will be going to the line. 4:22 to go in the second quarter, and D'Angelo Russell, he'll have 2 free throws to potentially put the Lakers up by 20 plus or more points. Again, Memphis is getting themselves down by a deficit that might be too large for them to be even able to come back. And Russell, he hits the first free throw. So it's 49-29, a 20-point lead for the Lakers. And again, the Memphis Grizzlies, they just are not getting anything going on the offensive end, really struggling overall on both sides of the floor on the ball. And Russell, he missed the second free throw, about the only thing that hasn't gone in for the Lakers recently. The Los Angeles up by 20. 4:10 to go in the second quarter. Jaren Jackson Jr. has the ball at the top of the key. Memphis in desperate need of points. John Morant trying to make a play. Thought about the mid-range too, but gets it to Xavier Tillman. And another block by Anthony Davis. What a great job he is doing on the defensive side of the ball, getting blocks and rebounds. Ball is off of Memphis. It will stay Lakers ball off of a deflection. But you have Anthony Davis down on the other end of the floor, blocking and erasing shots. Unbelievable what Anthony Davis is doing. Reeves with the basketball for the Lakers. Swings to Russell. His three is no good. Memphis is running the floor. Desmond Bane bringing it up. He takes the three again, and he finally gets a shot to fall for Memphis. Finally, they get a three to go down. They have really struggled from the three-point line, but they get that shot to fall, and we have a timeout by Los Angeles. They use another one in a minute. 3:44 to go in the second. 49-34 Los Angeles over Memphis. So that's a big shot by Desmond Bane. Will it be enough for them to get back in this game? Have no idea, because we're going to have to see if they can make a big run to potentially get this to around 10 maybe at the half. That would maybe salvage the first half a bit for Memphis, but they're still down by 17 points. It is Laker basketball, but they have called a timeout. But Memphis, that is their first big shot to fall in a while. And Memphis, they've just had too many stretches in this game, and even in the other games in this series where they haven't scored. That's been like the biggest problem for Memphis as well, besides the fact that they don't get enough contributions sometimes from their other players, especially when Morant isn't playing well, is the fact that Memphis goes on too many stretches where they can't score. I mean, it's every team's going to have possessions where you struggle, and you're going to go on potential runs where you don't play that well. Maybe you don't score in a couple minutes. But Memphis has had several times in this series where they've gone like 5 minutes without scoring. You can't have that, especially in the NBA. Maybe in college basketball, but you can't have that in the NBA, because the other team more than likely is going to go on a big run while you're not. While you're not scoring the basketball, the other team's going to go out there and score 15 points in a few minutes. And in college basketball, maybe you can get away with it, especially if you're a great defensive team. But you have to be able, to score the basketball almost every time, especially when the other team is. Or you got to get stops. But that's not what Memphis is doing. So Los Angeles, they got the basketball coming out of the inbounds here. 3:36 to go in the second quarter, 15 to go on the shot clock. And the Lakers are up by 17 points. That is just a bad recipe for Memphis. It's getting very close to the end of the first half, and they are down by a big margin. Austin Reeves, he has the ball in the lane. His floater's good. 51-32. 3:20 to go in the second quarter. 19-point lead for the Lakers over the Grizzlies. Now Desmond Bane gets the basketball over to John Morant into the lane. John Morant takes a two. His shot is off. Is there a foul? I think there might be a foul on potentially the Lakers. I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to see who they call the foul on. 3:16 to go in the second quarter. Definitely there was a lot of contact down low. So we'll have to see who they are getting the ball to inbound. And it is actually a foul on Memphis. They call a foul on the Memphis Grizzlies, so it is Lakers basketball. Austin Reeves to LeBron James. Reeves fakes the three. Reeves in the lane, kicks to Vanderbilt in the corner, and Vanderbilt's three is off the mark. So Memphis has the basketball going up the floor, but they just can't do anything with it. Desmond Bane over to Dillon Brooks, and Dillon Brooks, he loses the ball out of bounds. So Dillon Brooks, it will remain with the Memphis Grizzlies, but he tried to drive in the lane, which I think is a good strategy for Memphis. I think trying to drive and get fouled and get to the line would be good, but still, Memphis just cannot get shots to fall because Anthony Davis is there to block the shot, and the other players are there to just play good defense, and that's what the Lakers are doing. Another turnover. Jared Vanderbilt with the steal to Anthony Davis, but John Morant, he steals it back. A very good play by John Morant. John Morant over to Dillon Brooks in the corner, and Dillon Brooks knocks down the three. 51-35, and finally Memphis hits another shot again. 16-point game. Memphis needs to go on a little run here before the half. But Dillon Brooks, he's got 8 points. Actually been one of the better offensive players for Memphis so far. D'Angelo Russell into the lane, and they call a foul. So D'Angelo Russell doing the smart thing. The Lakers have missed a couple of shots, so he drives into the lane, takes contact, and gets fouled. A very smart play there by D'Angelo Russell. When you're not making your three, sometimes it is very good to just go in there, driving and get fouled. I think Memphis needs to do more of that. Even though Memphis has hit a couple threes in the last couple minutes, you still have to go out there and drive to the hoop if you're not hitting threes consistently, especially when you're down big, to just try to get some momentum. But D'Angelo Russell, he hits that first free throw. So it's 52-35, a 17-point lead for the Lakers. You've got a little over 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. We're getting really close to the half, and the Lakers have a big lead. Can D'Angelo Russell finish off the 2 free throws? He cannot. He's missed 2 free throws now in this game. Memphis basketball. 2:20 to go in the second quarter. Desmond Bane with the ball, being guarded by Austin Reeves. Kicks over to John Morant. Good pass by John Morant over to Dillon Brooks. Dillon Brooks in the lane, in the paint, goes over D'Angelo Russell, and he knocks down the shot. Pretty good shot by Brooks. He's got 10 points now. 52-37. D'Angelo Russell with under 2 to go in the second quarter. Driving into the lane to Anthony Davis, and what a play by Anthony Davis and one. D'Angelo Russell and Anthony Davis have a great connection right now. The chemistry is showing. So several alley-oop plays. In that time, it wasn't a dunk, but he laid it in with an and one. What a play by Anthony Davis. Getting fouled by Xavier Tillman. 54-37. And Anthony Davis, he's a really good free throw shooter. He usually does a good job of knocking down his free throws. For a tall guy, he is one of the better free throw shooters in the NBA for sure. Anthony Davis with 8.7 rebounds and 3 blocks, and he's altered a lot more. He's done a great job on defense, and his free throw is good. 55-37. 1:57 to go in the second quarter. And again, Memphis, how many times can I state it? Needs some scoring before the half, or it will not be good for their chance to have any shot to come back. And Santi Aldama, he draws a foul on LeBron James. LeBron James does not like it. He's saying that the foul is on me. He is going off. But sometimes when you're reaching in just a little bit too much, the refs do call the foul on. You definitely want to try to defend hard, but you cannot foul as well. You just cannot reach in and get your hand on the arm, and you'll get a foul every single time. 1:40 to go in the second quarter. John Morant in the lane. He tries a floater, does not work, but Brooks ends up with the ball, kicks to Roddy in the corner. And hey, David Roddy off the bench. He has not played any in this game, but he hits a big three. 55-40. Maybe that's the spark they need off the bench. But John Morant really struggling in this game. He's not making a lot of shots, which is not going to help Memphis. D'Angelo Russell into the lane, kicks to Schroeder for 3. Schroeder off the mark, but Anthony Davis is there to lay it back in, and that is not going to cut it for Memphis. You got to box out. They're not boxing out at all on the defensive side of the ball. Desmond Bane in the lane with a mid-range 2, knocks it down. That's a good shot, but you can't trade buckets. 57-42. Memphis is down by 15, 1 to go in the second quarter. D'Angelo Russell over to Schroeder. The Lakers are in cruise control before the half. LeBron in the lane with the reverse dunk. Unbelievable play by LeBron James. He drove in the lane and he reverse dunked it, and the Lakers are up by 17 points. 45 seconds left in the second quarter. John Morant at the top of the key being guarded by Russell. Morant trying to go by Schroeder now. kicks over to Aldama for 2, and he misses a shot. It was a good look, but Aldama could not make the shot. 25 seconds left to go in the second quarter. We are almost at the half, but this game is definitely not going the way probably a lot of people thought. A lot of people thought it would probably be a really close game, a lot of effort from both sides. And there has been a lot of effort, but specifically by the Lakers. They're doing a great job in this game. LeBron for 3. His shot is no good, and John Morant, he ends up with the basketball down the floor. Can Morant score before the half? Morant in the lane. Morant goes up strong. His shot is off the mark, and that's the half. 59-42 at the half. What a first half by the Lakers, and if they play just as good as they did in this first half, in the second half, they'll win. There's no doubt about it. Even if the Lakers play 80% of what they did in the first half, they'll more than likely win. The Lakers will, because that was a dominant first half, and the Memphis Grizzlies just are not bringing it. They are really struggling to bring their energy up. I still think overall that on the offensive side of the ball, they just can't make shots, and they're not doing a really good strategy overall, not driving into the lanes, taking a lot of threes, and they're not making them. They have a poor shooting percentage from the three-point line, and their defense has not been that great. The Lakers have 59 points. You never want to give a team almost 60 points and a half, even in the NBA. It is the NBA, but you're in the playoffs. You should be playing really hard and making every single bucket difficult on the team that you are playing. That is just not what we are getting right here from the Memphis Grizzlies. They are down by 17 points, and it is definitely not looking good for sure. Esco the Cool says Memphis just has too many injuries, and the Lakers are locked of all 5 men on the floor playing together. 100%, and that's a recipe to lose. Like you said, Memphis, they've had some injuries. They're banged up. Even John Morant, we don't know if his injuries affected him in this game because he's been hurt, and he went out there to score 45 points. So John Morant is still capable of putting up big numbers, but he, for whatever reason, just is not having a great game, and his teammates are not stepping up. Dylan Brooks has hit a couple big shots. Desmond Bane as well, but it's not enough. And like you said, the Lakers look like a team unit right now. Every single player is going out there and playing at an extremely high level. From LeBron James on the offensive end to Anthony Davis on the defensive end. You're getting some big buckets from D'Angelo Russell. Rui Hachimura's had some nice moments. Austin Reeves does Austin Reeves-like things. Everyone out there is playing really well. I don't think there's been really one player that's gone out there for the Lakers and necessarily played bad. I think most of the players have played great. And Memphis just is not getting any cohesive offense going. They just look ragtag. They're taking bad shots. And some of the good shots that they have taken, they just haven't made. So it's really interesting. And their defense just has been underwhelming. Memphis is definitely a team that can defend better than this. They're usually a much grittier team than what they are displaying right now. But they just are not hitting shots, and they're not stopping the Lakers. So if that just continues, they'll have no chance. I mean, if they were not doing that well on the offensive end, but they were defending at a high level, they'd be fine. Because they'd probably be down by like 5 points right now. If they were kind of slogging the game down and trying to do everything they possibly can to slow down the Lakers. I understand it's a lot harder to do that in the NBA again because there's so many great offensive players, and the Lakers are doing a great job on the offensive end. But it has seemed like the Lakers have just scored too many easy buckets. It just seems like Memphis is giving them too many easy shots to fall. And it seems like every single shot Memphis takes is tough. It seems like every shot that they take is contested. It's either blocked or the shot is altered by Anthony Davis, whereas the Lakers have just gotten a lot more easy buckets. Not all of them have been easy, but definitely more of them have been easy than Memphis has had. Jeff said this is ridiculous. For sure, it was supposed to be a close game. It's supposed to be a fantastic game, but that's not what we're getting. But the game is not over yet, so we will have to see for sure what will end up happening. There's still plenty of time in this game. You have a whole half, 24 minutes. But definitely, if the things continue at the current rate that they're going, the Lakers should win this game and series fairly comfortably. And it will be kind of disappointing for Memphis after they had a great season as the 2 seed. And most people thought that the Memphis Grizzlies would win this series. I know that more people probably were buying the Lakers after the end of the season that they had and getting D'Angelo Russell and Rui Hachimura solid additions through the trade deadline. Maybe some more people potentially thought the Lakers could win. I definitely saw some people that thought that that was the case, but I still will say more people thought that the Memphis Grizzlies would beat the Lakers. Probably more than people thought that the Kings would end up beating the Warriors. Yes, the Kings have had a great year, but a lot of people believe in the Warriors, and the Warriors still could win, but they really dropped the ball tonight losing to the Kings on their own floor, they could have ended that series. Just like the Lakers are doing right now with Memphis Grizzlies potentially if they can win. But definitely the Kings did a fantastic job against the Warriors, winning that game, and now that series is tied 3-3. But now if Memphis wants to keep the series alive and tie this series 3-3, they're going to have to do a great job in the second half to get back in the game. But right now, it is not looking too good at all. Esco the Cool says LeBron isn't 30, he 38, he's 30. He's definitely looking like he's 30 years old. At times, LeBron James definitely still looks like the way he was at Cleveland Cavaliers or even the Miami Heat, either or. You know, I mean, definitely he maybe does not have the burst that he had when he was younger, but you're not supposed to have that burst. He's 38 years old. But that one play where LeBron James went off the dribble and did a reverse dunk, like that was insane. It just goes to show you he's still got a lot of athletic ability at his age. And he's playing really hard, and that's what is rubbing off on his teammates. Anthony Davis, his defensive effort does not look this good in games. I mean, he's had some good defensive performances in these playoffs, and even in the regular season, but this is a fantastic defensive performance by Anthony Davis. He is single-handedly making life difficult for Memphis. And they're avoiding the rim. They're not even going to the rim because of him. They're trying to take more jump shots, hoping that they hit them. That's not going to get you the win. And I think that, like I said, single-handedly, Anthony Davis is kind of breaking this game, overall for Memphis, because if they keep shooting jump shots and they're missing, they're not able to get in the lane because Anthony Davis's effort, there's a good chance Memphis won't have any shot at all. Esco the Cool says as well, Jeff, this is a complete tragedy. Yeah, again, it's really unfortunate because you want these games to be close. You're not going to get all these games to be close, especially in a potential elimination situation, which is where we're at right now with Memphis. You want it to be a really good game. I know the game earlier, wasn't really that close because the Kings ended up pulling away against the Warriors, but still that ties the series up, and a lot of people are happy because people love Game 7s. Unless you're a fan of either team and you want your team to win the series, people love Game 7s because they're so interesting because either team gets eliminated if you lose. It's not one or the other, like if the team that is down 3-2, they have to win or they're eliminated. No, both teams are eliminated if they lose, either team. So definitely the stakes are at an all-time high when you have Game 7. And another thing that makes Game 7 so special is because of the fact these teams have played 7 times in a row. The more that you play the same team, that's when more tempers fray. That's when it gets more physical than ever. You don't want to see any plays that are outside the realm of basketball, but you see the two teams, they want the win because they've had to play the same team over and over and over. And tempers flare, blood boils, and you just get really frustrated. And that's definitely what happens when you're in a Game 7. There's just nothing like a Game 7. And we're going to get that with the Kings and the Warriors. And we could get it here if Memphis can get their act together and find a way to come back and win this game. But as of now, it is definitely not looking that good. Jeff says to Esco the Cool, it's awful for sure. Definitely some Memphis Grizzlies fans here, and definitely people that potentially want a Game 7. It's definitely unfortunate, but it has been a good game, especially if you just love pure raw talent and ability. The Lakers have done a fantastic job. I mean, again, credit and kudos to them. LeBron James, some of the plays he's made have been incredible. And it's definitely been some great basketball action overall by the Lakers on both sides of the ball. I feel like their defense, again, specifically Anthony Davis, is why Memphis is out of rhythm. And the Lakers are not a slouch on the offensive end. They've had a couple moments where they struggled, but still, I think that's just more than not making shots versus Memphis really ratcheting up the D. Memphis is just really struggling to slow down the Lakers. And I don't know if it's just because of the Lakers' intensity. Maybe it's because they're playing so hard. That's what's kind of making, the Memphis Grizzlies struggle to defend them. Maybe that's what the reason is. But still, for whatever reason, the Lakers are just going out there and playing at an extremely high level. And Memphis just can't combat that at all. So it's going to be interesting. Esco the Cool says invincible. So definitely LeBron James looking invincible at his age. I mean, 38 years old. I mean, eventually he will not be playing in the NBA anymore. But while he's still playing the NBA, we're getting to see a guy that at his age is still playing some incredible basketball. And it's unbelievable. And definitely the Lakers need him to play this well. Because even though they do have some great role players, if he was going out there and he was 2 of 15 from the field and he only had 6 points, they'd probably be in a tie game or losing. But he is playing well, and also the teammates are playing well. With Memphis, John Morant is not playing that great right now, and his teammates, maybe outside of Dylan Brooks, really have not been consistent on the offensive end. Even Desmond Bain, he's had a couple of big shots, but Desmond Bain is not playing anywhere near as good as he played in the last 2 games for the Memphis Grizzlies. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, again, there's always two halves in every game. There's still plenty of time. You never know. I think there's still potential for Memphis to come back. But if I had to say right now, based on what we've seen, I would say the Lakers are going to win. Even though I said Memphis would win earlier in the game, I still think they can win. Just like Jeff says right here, I still think they can win. For sure, I definitely think that they can. But the way they're playing does not give me that much confidence. And it's unfortunate. Jeff also says LeBron's dunk was incredible. Again, that right there was a Sports Center top 10 play from a 38-year-old guy that has still great athletic ability that can drive into the lane and do that. Reverse dunk. Not just dunk the ball, but reverse dunk the ball. I mean, the concentration. I mean, everything about that dunk just goes to show you that LeBron James is still a fantastic basketball player, and he still has a lot in him, and he is not ready to retire, as of this time. Maybe eventually. I mean, who knows? He might still be a great player, and he'll retire eventually. Who knows when he will? I know he wants to play with the son, who will potentially be in the NBA in a year or two. But I do know that LeBron James is definitely still a fantastic basketball player. And he can retire whenever he wants, but he doesn't have to anytime soon because he is a fantastic player. But it will be interesting to see what LeBron James does end up deciding to do when he eventually does retire and how good of a player he still is overall. Because, I mean, he could be, a fantastic player still, and he decides to retire like Dwayne Wade. I mean, you don't have to be off of your game. Look at Tom Brady. He technically officially retired in the NFL, but he still was a really good player. He was still throwing the ball 50 yards down the field. He still had great arm strength. Maybe he didn't have that running ability at all, like to be able to mobility move in the pocket. He never was able to run. Tom Brady never ran, but to be able to move around the pocket, maybe he didn't have as much there, so he definitely was more easily sacked, so he would just go down. But still, Tom Brady could throw the football, and he could have kept playing in the NFL. But I think LeBron James, he can probably play till he's 42, 43 based on the way he's playing now. But we'll have to see for sure when he retires. But he's definitely putting on a show, and at least we get to see LeBron James play at a high level for a couple more years at least, maybe more. Esco the Cool says, Jevin, I think I can find $1,000 blowing on the street and pick it all uninterrupted. Yeah, that's funny right there. As people are definitely looking at that dunk, and maybe people are just blown away at the game. That is a funny joke. Jeff definitely laughed for sure. And V Ohio State is here. Thanks for being here. He says, what's up, Only Talk Sports? How are you doing? I just got back from playing some basketball for a few hours at the church, just checking scores of games. Impressive performances by Kings and Lakers today. I'm doing really good. Thanks for being here, V Ohio State. I really appreciate you for stopping by. I hope you're doing great as well. How did the game go? Did you play really good in church basketball? I hope you did well. But thanks for being here. Like you said, some impressive performances by the Kings. The Kings and the Lakers are definitely playing well. But the Sacramento Kings going on the road and beating the Warriors like that. They didn't beat them by 2. They beat them by almost 20 points. And they dominated the second half. Unbelievable. And it just goes to show you that the Kings did not want to give up on that series. They did not want to drop that game. And we'll have to see, can they find a way to win at home in Game 7? Because they did drop. Sorry about that, guys. The internet went out. Hopefully, the internet doesn't start messing up again. I have no idea why that keeps happening, but I really appreciate you for still being here, everybody that is. But like you said, Ohio State, I just saw the Kings score. I'm shocked Kings beat the Warriors by 19 at Golden State to stay alive. Impressive. Lakers are up 17 at the half also. Again, 100%, like you said, really shocking performances for sure. It's going to be very interesting to see if we continue to see the dominance that we are seeing from the Lakers. Can they continue to play at a high level? And will we see a result where Memphis can come back, maybe tie the series? Or will the Lakers just dominate just like the Sacramento Kings did? But it is the inverse because the Lakers are the lower seed. It's going to be really interesting for sure. I'm looking forward to the second half and hope that is a really good second half. Maybe Memphis can make it really interesting for sure. But I really appreciate you guys for being sorry about that little bit of internet connection there. The Ohio State says, well, it is weekly pick 'em on Friday evenings. I go to. We play 2s and 3s to 21. I played pretty good overall. My strength is out, so shooting playing really hard. I'm only 5'8". Oh, man, you're good. I definitely have a couple of inches on you for sure. But, man, that's really cool. I think that overall, looking at, playing organized basketball of any kind, even if it's just church level and you're only going to 21, it's a lot of fun. And I think that that's awesome. You shoot well from the outside. When you're short, though, you got to. I mean, even me, I'm not super tall, and you definitely have to be able to knock down shots for sure from the outside, or you won't have a lot of success. Look at, some of the shortest players, in college basketball in the NBA. They had to shoot the three ball at a high level because they're short. But I think that's really cool that you definitely play basketball. That's really awesome, man. Esco the Coolest only tells for what time is the Nuggets and Suns games tomorrow? That's a good question. He says, also real quick, and Only Talk Sports, are you going to call the Suns and Nuggets game? That series should be a doozy. I'm going to have to see. Let me see what time that game is. I think that should be a fantastic game for sure. So 8:30 tomorrow. I definitely might be able to do that. I'm not saying for sure I will be able to. Have to definitely see how the schedule is going to work out, but I think it's possible. I think it is definitely possible that I will be able to call that game. I'll definitely have to see, but you'll definitely see it. If I do have it out, I'll definitely have it out probably at least an hour or two in advance if I do. But I more than likely potentially can try to swing it. Hopefully I will be able to do that because that should be a fantastic game. And I definitely hope you'll be able to be there for sure. I really appreciate you for being here tonight. You were awesome, Esco the Cool. And I hopefully will be able to do that game. That should be a lot of fun. I'm definitely looking forward as we start getting into the second round and beyond. We're getting further in the NBA playoffs. Still, round one's not done. You got the Kings and the Warriors. It's going to be really interesting for sure. Nanis is still hanging in there. Really appreciate you for still watching the game, Nana, even though the Memphis Grizzlies are really struggling, but there are two halves in a basketball game. Not over yet. We'll have to see for sure if Memphis can make a run, but really appreciate all you guys for being here tonight. It means a lot, but especially you, Nana, for sure. Thank you so much for being here. Third quarter just starting. 11:50 to go, and you've got the Lakers with the ball. Austin Reeves try to get it down low to Jared Vanderbilt, and the basketball is out of bounds off the Lakers, so it will be Memphis ball. They are down by 17 points. John Morant down the floor, and John Morant, he has definitely been struggling in this game. He has not hit many big shots overall, but he fakes a three, and he takes a three. Instead, he knocks it down. Finally, John Morant hits a big shot. He usually is a big second-half player, so maybe he will finally start to get some shots to fall. 59-45. 11:20 to go in the third. He only has 10 points. 3-9 from the field, but maybe that will get him going. But then on the other end, D'Angelo Russell knocks down a three for the Lakers, and it's 62-45, 11:10 to go in the third quarter. Jaren Jackson Jr. over to Dillon Brooks. Dillon Brooks goes up strong. His shot is off the mark, and Anthony Davis with another rebound. He is doing a great job on the glass. LeBron down the floor. Ball is out of bounds off of Memphis, but D'Angelo Russell with 17 points. And see, there you go. That's how you win, because it's not just Anthony Davis, not just LeBron. You're getting really good production from D'Angelo Russell. That's 17 points that you see is the difference between the Lakers and Memphis Grizzlies right now. It's a 17-point lead for them. All 17 of those D'Angelo Russell points are huge. LeBron in the lane backing down Bane, and then you've got D'Angelo Russell for another three, and suddenly, just like that, it's up to 20 for the Lakers again. Memphis is definitely in a lot of trouble. Danger zone. Down by 20, they miss again. LeBron lets that ball go out of bounds. Smart play there, and this could get really ugly for Memphis if they cannot find a way to start getting some buckets and stops. The Lakers are really going to start pulling away here. LeBron James kicking it out over to D'Angelo Russell, and D'Angelo Russell is just hitting big shot after big shot. And now Jared Vanderbilt in the corner, but Memphis isn't defending either. Memphis is just leaving them open, to be fair. I mean, the Lakers doing a great job making these shots, but Memphis is not defending well at all. There is no intensity. There is no urgency. And Memphis is now down by 23 points. It is not looking good for Memphis. The Ohio State says, yeah, I would be completely useless if I wasn't a good shooter. Yeah, for sure. I mean, when I play basketball with people, I definitely have to shoot and make the shots, or I'm not going to be any good at all, because I definitely get blocked for sure. But I do agree that it's awesome, man, that when you're short, that have that shooting ability, we can still be really useful for sure. Jeff says you can do it. Go Grizzlies. I agree. I mean, there's still time. I mean, you're down 23 by 23 points. It's looking completely awful for you, but there's still a lot of time left, and we've seen crazier things in basketball before. We've seen teams be able to come back by, big deficits, unimaginable deficits, but I don't know. I'm not liking Memphis' effort. And every single time they call a timeout, it doesn't matter. Memphis keeps calling timeout, and they just can't find a way to start playing harder, start playing better. I mean, it's not just the offensive end. It'd be fine if they were struggling on offense, but their defense is not playing good either. Both sides of the ball are playing really bad, and it just seems like if the Lakers can push this out to around 25, 30 points, then it looks like Memphis could just throw in the towel. You never want to say that, never want to see it happen, but it could happen if things continue to go the way that they are. Let's go. The cool said, all I could do is pass and pass the butt off. I did, but pass like Rondo, my shot was bad. Yeah, I mean, hey, passing's good. I mean, you definitely want to be able to shoot the ball. I mean, in the NBA back in the past, they used to take guys that were really only good at passing and not really good at scoring, but now they kind of want point guards that can score and pass. But still, there's room for a guy, especially in church leagues, to be able to pass the basketball and not really, shoot it that much. But hey, at least you're good at one thing, man. Passing's good. But more importantly, really appreciate all you guys for being here. The Ohio State says Lakers have become a really strong home team in the second half of the season since the trade deadline. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they've done a great job at home. I mean, they're like the Warriors at home, but even better, because the Warriors just dropped the game to the Kings. The Lakers at home have been almost unbeatable since they've gotten D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura. They've gotten so much better protecting home court, and they're just doing a fantastic job overall, just playing high-level basketball. I mean, the effort that they're displaying is unreal. They're the reason Memphis is struggling. Like, Memphis could be struggling if the Lakers weren't playing great defense, but the fact the Lakers are playing great defense is causing Memphis to struggle even more. And I think that overall has made a big difference. So Memphis down by 23 points. There's only about 22 minutes to go. So you're going to have to make it up about a point a minute if you want to be able to tie this game, potentially to have a shot and maybe make it go to overtime or even win the game. But like I said, judging by the way Memphis is playing, it's not looking that good, but still plenty of time, and we'll have to see what happens for sure. Memphis is either going to try to make a run, make it interesting, either barely win or barely lose, or they're going to fold and allow the Lakers to win by a lot. And I hope that is not what they do. You would like to see Memphis at least make an effort. Even if they don't end up ultimately winning the game, you still got to play hard. But, man, the Lakers are fired up. And you can see how hard that the Lakers players are playing. They are on the sideline. They are energized. They're hugging each other, clapping hands with each other. They are very happy. Now, you definitely don't want to do that too prematurely because there's still plenty of time. But definitely the way that they're playing, they deserve to be very happy the way that they are because they are playing some fantastic basketball. Memphis ball. John Morant, he did hit a big three, but still struggling overall. Dylan Brooks, his shot is off the mark, and Jared Vanderbilt, he gets the rebound. Down 23 still. The Lakers are up by a massive margin. LeBron, he fakes it too. Tried to pass it to Vanderbilt, and he turns it over. Bad play by LeBron. Even Invincible, as someone called him earlier, definitely can make mistakes, but LeBron James is definitely having a fantastic game, but he definitely made an error there. You got Xavier Tillman. Swing it over to John Morant. Memphis needs to get to the rim. Desmond Bane does, and he misses the shot, but he finally draws a foul. And that right there is the strategy Memphis has to have. Get to the rim, get fouled. That's what you're going to have to do if you want to have any shot to chip in this league, because you're not making jump shots. You're not making jump shots. The Lakers are. They're hitting three after three, and they're doing a great job of knocking down threes. But Desmond Bane, he's got 7 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists on 3 of 10 shooting. That's not going to be enough. His first free throw is good, though. 68-46. And yes, the Suns and the Nuggets, 8:30 tomorrow on TNT. That should be a fantastic game. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, we'll be able to try to do that game if I can. And Desmond Bane, he hits the second. So it's 68-47, still down by 21. 9:40 to go in the third quarter. And you have Austin Reeves with the basketball. Austin Reeves is driving in the lane. Reeves for two, and that's a solid play by Reeves. Just driving in the lane, going low, dribbling the ball low, and then go up high and laying it in. That's a really nice play. 70-47, and Memphis down by 23 again. Desmond Bane kicks over to Jaren Jackson. Reeves has 7 points and 6 assists. And John Morant, he misses a three in the corner. And LeBron James has the rebound. 23-point lead for the Lakers. LeBron in the lane. Almost loses the ball out of bounds, but kicks to Reeves for three, and Reeves' shot is off the mark. Anthony Davis tried to get the rebound, but he loses the ball. Memphis does end up with it. 8:58 to go in the third, and there is a foul down low. Bane missed a three, and I think they call a foul down low. I'm not sure if it's on the Lakers or the Grizzlies, but it looks like it might be on the Lakers. The Ohio State says, I've gotten in better shape to keep up with the others. I'm a bit old as I just turned 34. Most of the guys that play with are in their mid-20s. Some are in their 30s like me. For sure, definitely when you start getting a little bit older and you're playing with younger guys, that can be tough. But like you said, if you stay in shape, that's a great job of you to stay in shape for sure. You definitely can play longer, just like LeBron James is showing in the NBA. Staying in shape, you can play longer than some of your peers. So that's really cool, and hopefully you can continue to play for years to come at a high level in the Church League. And the Lakers miss a three. So Memphis, the time is now. They need to go on a run. 8:40 to go in the third quarter. Desmond Bane down the floor. Desmond Bane tries to go up strong. He loses the ball out of bounds, and they do call it off of the Lakers. LeBron, he is trying to get them to change the call, but he is mad. But I think that they're going to keep the call at C. I don't know. Desmond Bane might have just lost the ball, but they are going to give the ball back to the Grizzlies, and Dylan Brooks misses a layup. But it goes back out to Memphis. Santi Aldama lays it in, and Anthony Davis with a massive block. And Anthony Davis just keeps defending at a high level. Unbelievable there. That was a fantastic block by Anthony Davis. On the weak side, he erased that play. He did not allow Santi Aldama to go up with that ball at all. Memphis with 8:25 to go in the third. Jaren Jackson kicks to John Morant into the lane. Morant for two, and he misses again. He can't get anything to fall. The Lakers are up by 23 points. And again, this is the juncture where it's either going to get a lot uglier for Memphis or they're going to find a way to eventually make a run. But the Lakers, they could really blow this thing open in a hurry if Memphis isn't careful. And D'Angelo Russell right there hits a jump shot, 72-47. Was not a pretty shot, but it rattled around and went in, and that's all that matters. What a shot there, 72-47. Morant with the behind-the-back dribble. He loses his spot on the floor, but he does get it to Jaren Jackson. Bane kicks out to Jaren Jackson. Morant, he misses the three. Morant is off, and Austin Reeves down the floor. He lays it in. 74-47, 7:42 to go in the third, and the Lakers are now by 27, and Memphis uses another timeout. I don't know. I just think they're about out of time already. I'm not saying that it's completely over. Still way to go in this game. A lot of time, but they're playing horrible right now. Memphis is not doing good on the defensive end of the floor. They're letting the Lakers just walk it in and lay it in. It's just bad. Very terrible offense and defense by Memphis. Esco the Cool says, just waiting the white towel. Grills are headed to, that's funny, to another country for sure. I think that definitely the Grizzlies are going to have to find a way to regroup. If they do end up losing this game, they're going to have to regroup and try to do a better job next year if they make the playoffs, because this is very disappointing. I mean, Memphis is the higher seed. And yes, this game is at Los Angeles, but the Kings, they showed heart and fight when they lost Game 5. And they turned around and they won at the Warriors in Game 6. And you've got Memphis. Yes, they did win Game 5 at home, so it is the opposite. But they're going out there and laying a big egg tonight. 74-47. And it's just not getting any better from here. Just really struggling all around. The Ohio State says, I have a little bit of an awkward release also, but I have a surprisingly accurate shot. I taught myself to shoot as a kid, as I had no formal coach teach me shooting. I was told not to change my shot. For sure, once you have a shot down pat, you can't change it, because if you do, it's going to totally mess you up. For sure, I agree. You just have to keep shooting it the same way. And even if it's a little awkward, if somebody says that, hey, that's a weird-looking shot, if it goes in, you got to let your player do the talking. It doesn't matter how funky a shot is as long as it goes in for sure. But that's awesome, man. I'm really glad that you shoot the basketball at a high level. It's really cool. Esco the Cool says, only talk sports. Memphis about to join my Timberwolves as well as the Nets, Hawks, and Clippers on the sidelines, period, 100%. And some of those teams, they went out fighting real hard and lost in a close game, but it's not looking that good for Memphis being potentially going out in a game that they're going to lose by a lot. Again, it's a lot better to barely lose. If they go out in a close one and they lose by like 3 points, you can say, man, they fought hard. They just fell short, but no. The way they're playing right now is just a bad look. Down by 27 points. And it could get a lot worse from here if the Lakers just keep on playing as hard as they are and Memphis continues to struggle at the rate that they are. It's just not going to look good at all. Memphis just cannot get anything going on the offensive end. And I would argue their defense is even worse than their offense. Their offense is really struggling in this game, but their defense cannot get anything going whatsoever. Their defense has at times in this game been abysmal. I mean, their offense has been struggling, but their defense can't stop the Lakers. The Lakers are just going out there and scoring very easily. They got 15 points already in this third quarter in 4 minutes. That should tell you everything you need to know. And Memphis just is not playing hard. And when you're down big, I get it's hard to play hard, but they allowed themselves to get down by this much. Once they got down by over 15 points, that's when they really started to play bad. And you just cannot let that happen. You've got to hang around. And even when you don't play you're not playing extremely well and you're only down, about like 10 to 12 points, you got to clamp down and try to get back in the game. But Austin Reeves going out there, faking out the Grizzlies and laying it in effortlessly off the glass. Great play by Austin Reeves and the Lakers, but we'll have to see if Memphis has anything left in the tank. But right now, it's not looking that good. Jeff says Memphis needs to move now. I agree. I mean, it's now or never. But they are definitely going to run out of time if they don't get it going. But Reeves with 9 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists. That's definitely the type player you want to have on your team. A guy that does a little bit of everything. And Austin Reeves is that nitty-gritty, do-it-all player. He's a great player for the Lakers to have. Undrafted out of Oklahoma even makes it even more special for sure. But finally, Memphis gets a bucket to fall. Jaren Jackson. He lays it in down the lane, 74-249, 7:20 to go in the third. Austin Reeves kicks to Vanderbilt in the corner, and Vanderbilt knocks down the three, 77-49, and the Lakers just keep pouring it on. A 28-point lead by Los Angeles. This is like the first quarter for Memphis that they had a few games ago, but it's like the last 2 quarters. It's really been bad. Basically the start of the second quarter to now. And the Grizzlies turn it over again. Another turnover by the Memphis Grizzlies, and Reeves bringing the ball down the floor. Los Angeles just trotting it up. Reeves in the lane, faking it, kicks in the corner of Vanderbilt again, wide open. He almost hit another one. It looked like he had it, like it was going to drop, but it did not go in. And now Austin Reeves has it for the Lakers. Vanderbilt, it looked like that shot was going to drop. Anthony Davis now has it, swings to Russell. Russell fakes the three. Russell takes the three, and he makes the three, 80-49. And the Lakers are hitting everything. 80-49, a 31-point lead for the Lakers. And they've hit 5 threes in this quarter. Unbelievable. 6:40 to go in this third quarter, and the Lakers are up by 31 points. The Memphis Grizzlies can't get anything going in this game. Aldama in the corner for 3, and Memphis finally scores again. 80-52. The Grizzlies cut it to 28. That is a big deficit. 6:15 to go in the third. Austin Reeves down the floor. He kicks it back outside to Vanderbilt. To LeBron for 3. LeBron's 3 is short. Now out to Russell again, and Russell makes another 3. I think he's got 26 points. 83-52, 6:02 to go in the third. And the Grizzlies are down by 31 again. This is a fantastic performance by Los Angeles. I mean, it's just some fantastic basketball being played. Jaren Jackson drives into the lane, and he draws the fouls, and he will be going to the line. But this is some impressive basketball by the Lakers. They are dominating this basketball game. I know it's at home, but this is just unreal. Memphis is definitely just crumbling all around. Jaren Jackson, his first free throw is good. It's 83-53 to stop the run. A 30-point deficit. And D'Angelo Russell's got 28 points and 4 assists. He's 11-15 from the field, 4 of 7 from 3. And this is a playoff career high for him. And Memphis, they hit the second free throw with Jaren Jackson Jr., so it's 83-54. But 5:40 to go in the third. Austin Reeves in the lane. He kicks out to Vanderbilt for another wide open 3, and he misses that one. But again, it's the amount of space that the Lakers have between defender and the player that's shooting the ball, the Memphis Grizzlies are giving way too much space to the Lakers. LeBron James down the lane, and he is fouled going up. But that's the thing. I mean, Vanderbilt, his last 3 threes that he has shot have been wide open. They're not even defending the basketball that well. They're giving up wide open shots. Russell's have been contested a bit, but Vanderbilt's been left wide open. I know he's not the biggest threat from 3, but he can shoot, and he's hit a couple, so he might want to defend a little better. But I don't know if Memphis is just already throwing in the towel or not, but this is just bad. LeBron with 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists. His first free throw is up. It's short. He does not make that free throw. But again, one of the only shots not to fall for the Lakers there recently. And he's going to have another free throw to potentially put the Lakers up by 30 points if he is able to knock it down. But Memphis, they're just not playing good basketball on either side of the floor. And it looks like if they continue this up for the rest of the game, they will be sent home. And LeBron, he does hit the second free throw. So it's a 30-point lead for Los Angeles. 84-54, 5:20 to go in the third. Memphis basketball, Desmond Bane, who's been very quiet for the most part in this game. He swings over to Santi Aldama. And Santi Aldama fakes the 3, kicks to Desmond Bane down low, and there is a foul with 5:15 to go in the third quarter. So it looks like Desmond Bane might have a couple of free throws to potentially help cut the deficit down just a little bit. They're going to need a lot more than these free throws if they're going to have any shot to at least make this remotely interesting. I mean, you want to see Memphis just show fight and show hustle. I mean, they're down big, but you would like to see them really try hard to get back in the game, but I just don't know if they are. He misses the first, so Desmond Bane cannot make the free throw. It's 84-54, 5:15 to go in the third quarter. Desmond Bane, his second free throw is up, and it is good. So 84-55. I mean, you're at this stage in the game, if you're Memphis, just try to go out there and just play hard. I mean, you're down big, just play hard and just see what happens. The Lakers are shooting 61% of the field. Memphis shooting 30% of the field. It's incredible. And another great play by the Lakers. D'Angelo Russell to Anthony Davis. Another alley-oop. Actually, Dennis Schroeder to Anthony Davis. Unbelievable. Schroeder's in now. That was a fantastic play. I thought it was Russell because he's had so many of them, but Schroeder to Anthony Davis. What a play. And just another dominant play in a dominating performance by a dominating team in the Lakers right now. 86-55. 4:40 to go. LeBron with a behind-the-back pass to Russell, and he misses the shot. What a pass by LeBron behind the back. 4:30 to go in the third. It looks like the Lakers are having fun out there. Aldama kicks to Tyus Jones. To Bane in the lane. Bane goes up strong. His shot's off the mark. Aldama, his shot is up. He misses, and there is a foul. And Aldama trying to hit a layup, and he just cannot get it to fall. He's trying to hit that little bunny, but he is fouled. But what a pass from Schroeder to Anthony Davis. D'Angelo Russell to Anthony Davis, Schroeder to Anthony Davis. Really anybody to Anthony Davis has been a great connection in this game. Anthony Davis has gotten a lot of alley-oops. That was a fantastic play by Anthony Davis to block Morant. I mean, over and over, Anthony Davis doing a good job on the offensive and defensive side of the floor. It is insane. And Aldama, he hits the first free throw. So it's 86-56. Back down to a 30-point lead for the Lakers. That is a massive lead overall. 4:21 to go in this third quarter. And Aldama, he'll have one more free throw. His free throw is good as well, so he hits both. 86-57. 4:21 to go in the third quarter, and the Lakers, they are in cruise control, and they have a lot of time to burn in this game because they definitely want to slow this game down. And another great pass. Schroeder, Anthony Davis for 2 and 1. And you can just see how dejected the Memphis Grizzlies look. And that's not a good sign. You want to see fight on that side, trying to find a way to get back in the game, but it just does not look like they're going to have it in them. What we're seeing from the Lakers, they are sucking the life out of the Grizzlies, and they are just playing so hard on both sides of the basketball floor. Anthony Davis, his free throw is good as well. A 32-point lead. 89-57. 4:10 to go in the third. Desmond Bane slowly bringing the ball up the floor for Memphis. You probably need more urgency than that, but again, I just don't know. I think they might have thrown in the towel. Bane to Tyus Jones to Aldama. That's a good play. Tyus Jones to Santi Aldama. A big alley-oop there, 89-59. A 30-point lead for Los Angeles in an elimination game potentially for Memphis. Santi Aldama with 12 points and 3 rebounds. He's trying. He's done some nice things. 3:40 to go in the third. LeBron kicks it down low and a turnover. Bad mistake there, but then the ball is given right back potentially to the Lakers, but it is a turnover again, but then Memphis cannot rally the basketball in their hands. 89-59, 3:31 to go in the third, and the Lakers are up by 30, and they're still hustling harder than the Grizzlies. I mean, they are hustling. They are playing some really tough basketball overall. 89-59, their fans are so happy, unlike the Warriors fans who were not happy when they lost earlier today. But, man, the Lakers are playing very well. If they keep playing like this, man, you never know how far they can go in these playoffs. They can really go far. I don't know if they can consistently play this well, and I don't know if it's just because Memphis is playing really bad, but, man, the Lakers are doing a good job. Schroeder into the lane with a floater, and Schroeder for 2 more. 91-59, they are pouring it on. 3:20 to go in the third. Memphis back down the floor, down 91-59. Aldama for 3. His 3 is off the mark. No one down there to get the rebound. Schroeder bringing the ball up the floor. And again, it just looks like the Lakers have sucked the life completely out of Memphis. There's no energy with the Grizzlies, and there is a timeout for the Lakers. I think the Lakers use a timeout to potentially get a breather, but 3:05 to go in the third, and the Lakers are completely dominating this game. Looks like they're going to be moving on to the next round. The Ohio State says, I think the winner of Suns versus Nuggets will represent the West in the NBA Finals. That's definitely a good assumption. I think that it could be the case. Looking at the Suns or the Nuggets, they are both really good teams, and that should be a great series. Should be a tough series for sure because both teams are really solid. I think that the Suns are definitely top-heavy in talent, but they do have a pretty good roster overall, but their starting unit is great. And the Nuggets, they have a really good team as well. One of the best teams they've had in a long time. And it looks like Jokic and Jamal Murray finally maybe have a team there. So it's going to be very interesting. Durant, Chris Paul, Booker, and Ayton with the Suns should be a great series. But I think you could be right. Whoever wins that series could go to represent the NBA Finals in the West. Should be a great series for sure. As go the coolest of the Ohio State, I have Lakers and Celtics in the finals. They wish pick, but realistically, in my mind, I have the NBA finals between the Phoenix and Philadelphia if Philly can stay healthy. Yeah, if Philly can stay healthy, it's possible, but I still need the Celtics to go all the way. And the Lakers Celtics, you never know, that maybe could happen. You never know, though. It will be very interesting for sure. But I think if you get the Celtics and the Lakers, the two of the most iconic organization in the NBA, that would be insane for sure. Not something a lot of people were expecting, especially with the Lakers in the midseason. But you never know. Still a lot of basketball to be played. We can have so many different scenarios, so many different teams playing each other in the finals. It should be a lot of fun. I'll definitely try to do some more live streams. I really appreciate you guys for being here tonight. Esco, he definitely thinks Memphis is not playing too well for sure, and I would have to agree with you. Los Angeles has 12 blocks. Memphis has 0. 3 to go in the third. The Lakers have the ball out of the timeout. 2:50 to go in the third. Schroeder with the ball, driving into the lane again, and he almost loses the ball to bounds, but Hachimura saves it over to Reeves. Reeves' shot is off the mark, and it is a shot clock violation. Finally, a turnover for the Lakers. The Ohio State says Lakers have 10 blocks. Memphis has 0 blocks this game. That is insane and very telling how this game is going. Now it's 12-0. Since you wrote this comment for sure, I completely agree with you. That's just showing dominance right there. The fact that the Lakers are doing such a great job on the defensive end of the floor, especially Anthony Davis, specifically Anthony Davis, but really the whole team. Just doing a great job overall, and it looks like Memphis just does not have any energy left in them. Aldama in the corner to Ja Morant for 3, and Morant's off. It's short, and Schroeder lets the ball go out of bounds. He almost touched it, but he did not. So 2:33 to go in the third quarter. Memphis is down big. Lakers definitely in a great spot, in cruise control. Their fans are so happy right now with the way they're playing, and in around 14 minutes, they should be moving on to the next round. LeBron in the lane. He goes up strong, and he lays it in almost, but it does not drop, but he gets his own miss. LeBron with another attempt, and he knocks down the step-back shot. 93-59, 2:10 to go in the third. What a play by LeBron not to give up. Jaren Jackson into the lane, and Jaren Jackson, they call a foul on Wenyen Gabriel, but LeBron with 19 points and 6 assists. I mean, LeBron taking a lot of contact on that drive. He missed the first shot, but then he was able to get his own miss and laid the next one in. That is a really good play by LeBron James, sticking with it and getting that second attempt on that mini jump shot to fall. But 93-59, 2:06 to go in the third. And James with 19 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists on 8 of 12 shooting overall. Just really solid basketball. But Jaren Jackson, he hits the first free throw. And now it's 93-60. We have so many great playoff matches coming up with these next series coming up. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. And Jaren Jackson, he hits the second free throw, so it's 93-61. Hopefully more of these games will be close instead of this game. This game has not been close at all, but still been a lot of fun having you guys here for sure. Definitely been some great action from the Lakers that have been fun to watch. But the Memphis Grizzlies not playing well. Reeves in the lane, and Reeves scores again. 95-61, a 34-point lead for the Lakers. 1:40 to go in the third. John Morant with the basketball in the lane. He almost loses his footing, and there's a travel on Morant. He thought there was a foul drawn, but that just right there was not a good-looking play. He thought he was fouled, but he's stumbling backwards, and they call a travel. That was not a good-looking play there at all. Now the Lakers inbound in cruise control. 1:40 to go in the third, just slowly bringing the ball up the floor. Wild rush. The Lakers do not have to rush at all. They're up 95-61. 1:30 to go in the third. Reeves trying to go in the lane, kicks to Gabriel. Gabriel's shot is off the mark. Had a really good look there, but he could not get the shot to fall. Now you do have Tyus Jones bringing the ball up the floor. Tyus Jones kicks to Jaren Jackson for 3. His shot is almost an air ball, and the ball goes out of bounds. And it is Lakers ball. Memphis has no energy in them. Memphis has absolutely no energy in them at all. They're going out there and just taking shots that are barely hitting the rim. Memphis' coach is just, he has to be blown away at this. This is insane. 14-23 from the field in this quarter for the Lakers. 4 of 20 for Memphis. That should tell the whole entire story. Schroeder into the lane. Kicks to Gabriel in the corner. Gabriel going up strong with the reverse. He missed it, but gets his own miss. And see that energy right there. Memphis can't even get the rebound, and he lays it up and in off of his miss. The Lakers have had tons of second chance points. Tons of offensive rebounds. Jaren Jackson with his team down by 36. Desmond Bane for 3. He knocks down the shot. 97-64. And even the Lakers look like they're not even playing as hard because they're up by so much. But 97-64. 42 seconds left in the third quarter. We're almost at the end of the third, and Memphis probably wants this game over as quickly as possible the way this game is going. 30 seconds in the third. LeBron James with the ball. He pulls up from 3, and he knocks it down, and the Lakers are at 100 points in the third quarter. 100-64. 20 seconds to go in the third quarter. And again, it's gone for bad order. We said it could go one or two ways. Either the Memphis Grizzlies were going to come back, make it interesting, or they were going to get blown out. And they have got the doors blown off on them in this game. Memphis is struggling so badly. They have no life. Desmond Bane kicks to Tyus Jones to Jaren Jackson for 3. And Jaren Jackson knocks down the 3. It's 100-67. 3 seconds to go in the third. Reeves for 3. Reeves almost gets it to fall, but it does not. So we're at the end of third, and it is a 33-point lead for the Lakers. 41 points in the third quarter, most in any quarter of this series, and they are dominating the Memphis Grizzlies in this game. And you've got a complete onslaught going on by the Lakers, up 33 points over the Memphis Grizzlies, and it doesn't seem like it's going to get any better in the fourth quarter. The Ohio State, since Memphis did get a tough matchup versus the Lakers are not a true 7 seed. If the Lakers had this team all season, they would be a 3 or 4 seed, so tough matchup, bad draw for the Grizzlies. That's a good point. I agree with you 100%. I think that a lot of teams are sometimes a bad draw depending on if injuries, affect the team. You look at Minnesota, even though Denver won the series, Minnesota did play really hard against Denver, and Karl Anthony Towns missed a lot of the season. So Karl Anthony Towns, if he had been healthy, they probably would have been a higher seed. Maybe not like a 3 or 4 like the Lakers, maybe a 5 or 6 seed. So it is interesting how teams are seated where they're at, and they probably would be a lot higher if injuries hadn't happened or trades happen where you end up being a better team now than you were then. It's a really interesting argument, and I think you are absolutely correct. The Ohio State is still frustrating for Memphis. Memphis needs to figure out a way to improve the roster to get them to the next level to be a title contender. And I think they thought Luke Kennard would be huge for them shooting the basketball, and he is a solid player, but he definitely has not had a super big impact. So I think that looking at Memphis, they need to get players that are going to be able to score, around John Morant. They're not going to impact John Morant's ability to do what he does, going downhill, distributing the basketball, but they also need to just kind of get a couple more guys that are primary scorers. Maybe they kind of have some good defenders, but they're obviously not playing good defense tonight. So I don't know, but just try to find, players that fit, pieces that fit on the Memphis Grizzlies. A couple more, maybe veteran depth pieces somehow. Maybe you can have a better team next year and hopefully not have a series like this. Jeff says, I have no idea what Memphis is doing. I agree with you. I have no idea what they're doing either, but what they are doing is playing some bad basketball. That is one thing that is for sure, but I agree with you. I don't know what they're doing. They're just not playing hard at all. Esco the Cool says, Austin Reeves looking like Steve Nash with the Suns out there at Only Talk Sport. I agree with you. He's going out there playing at a high level. I mean, Austin Reeves, again, undrafted player out of Oklahoma, and he's had a lot of success, but he's also not supposed to be going out there looking that good. If he's looking that good, you're probably not playing very well. But I still think Austin Reeves is a player that is going to keep getting better. He wants to be in this league. He wants to prove he belongs, and he is playing really hard. And I'm very proud of Austin Reeves. I like the effort that he is playing with, but I agree with you. Memphis is not doing a good job in this game at all because they're letting Austin Reeves play some fantastic basketball. Esco the Cool says, evident that after you take away John Morant, the Grizzlies are that is funny right there. Definitely for sure. They're not very good outside of that, for sure. Outside John Morant, they do not play some good basketball when he's not playing well. And really, you look at John Morant, even when he plays well, sometimes they don't win because he had 45 points a couple games ago and they still lost because the other teammates weren't doing well. And tonight, he's not playing well. The teammates aren't playing well, and that's why they're getting beat by so much. The Ohio State said the Lakers play out this and with this intensity consistently, they might win the West. I agree. 100%. It's all about if they continue to play this well. If they continue to play this well, then they can for sure. Esco the Cool says to Jeb, they're playing all the early vacation cruise ship plans. And that is funny. I mean, hey, you gotta give credit to the Lakers. I think they're playing some splendid basketball, but yes, Memphis has not done that well. Jeff is laughing all you have. This is sick. 100%. Esco said John Morant's shell shock. I think a lot of people are. No one was expecting this. I wasn't. I know a lot of you guys weren't either. No one was expecting Memphis would be down by 30-plus points right now. This should not be happening for sure. It should be a much closer game, but it definitely is what it is. The Ohio State said this will be D'Angelo Russell's first time going to round 2 of the NBA play. Happy for the former Buckeye. For sure, D'Angelo Russell's gotten a lot better as well. He's got 28 points in this game playing some great basketball. But the Grizzlies, to start the fourth quarter, they promptly missed a shot. And now the Lakers have the basketball up by 33 points, 11:30 to go in the fourth. And Russell with 28, James with 22. And again, important to have other players like James and Davis step up. And Russell's done a great job. Reeves as well. So many players playing well. Russell for 3, and he's got 31. 103-67. 11:20 to go in the fourth quarter. And the Lakers are pouring it on even more. And you've got Jaren Jackson in the lane. Well, like he almost turned it over. They didn't call it. Tillman almost loses out of bounds, and it's almost a backcourt violation. And now we just got some ragtag basketball being played. A turnover by Memphis. Lakers down the floor. Reeves, he throws it away. First big mistake by Reeves. It's felt like all game long, but it's hard to really fault him when you're up 36 points. Desmond Bane down the lane, and they almost call a goaltend. They do call a goaltend on Wenyen Gabriel. 103-67. Esco Cool says call the police because crime scene on the Lakers court tonight. Yeah, I agree. Lakers are playing that good. The Ohio State, this feels like an NBA 2K game on difficulty level rookie. Yeah, 100%. You got a bad team and you're playing the All-Stars and you got it turned up on the elite setting. It for sure. This is what you're seeing. I agree with you. It definitely looks like that for sure. I mean, there's not much else you can say about this performance. Memphis is playing awful. Lakers are playing fantastic. Reeves in the lane. Gabriel gets the ball, kicks to Rui for 3, and Rui's 3's off the mark. Ja with the board, down by 34. 10-20 to go in the fourth quarter. Morant has definitely not had a great game, and neither have his teammates. Tillman back out to Morant. He fakes the 3, trying to drive on Reeves, takes the mid-range 2, and it's short. All their shots are short. They're just flat. Tillman, 10 seconds on the shot clock, and he throws it over John Morant's head. 10:09 to go in the fourth. Esco the Cool Memphis should have just lost at home in Game 5. They were going to do all this. I agree. I mean, you think about it. You play so hard in Game 5 to win that game, and then you play this bad in Game 6. You might as well lost Game 5. I mean, you never want to say that, but I agree with it. It's really bad, but it is what it is. Memphis definitely, I would have thought, would have played much better, even if they didn't win. I thought they would have played much better, but it is what it is. Schroeder with the ball, driving on Tillman in the lane. His layup is barely too strong. And Morant, he gets the ball to Desmond Bane up the floor. Desmond Bane on Rui. over to Jaren Jackson. He's in the lane. He goes up strong. And a great block by Gabriel, but they do call a foul. 9:42 to go in the fourth. The Ohio State's at least Memphis won't go out in front of their home fans. Yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, it would be really bad if you're on your own court and you're playing this bad, but still, I agree with you. You guys all make great points, but I really appreciate all you guys for being here, even in this blowout game right now with the Lakers. Like the stream down below. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Share the stream out on social media. But I really appreciate you guys for being here, even through a really tough game, especially if you're a Grizzlies fan, a blowout game. A lot of people wanted it to be close, but I really appreciate all you guys for being here. The Ohio State's the Lakers need to start putting in their deep bench players to avoid injuries to the key players. I agree with you there. I would probably wait just a little bit longer. You want to make sure you have the game. I know that's a ridiculous statement because they are up by 34 with 9:42 to go, but maybe just like a minute or two longer, and then, then they should do it. Esco Cool says, I guess, I don't know for sure. I mean, it just depends on what they want to do. You definitely just don't want to take them out too early because if you do, I mean, it could maybe spur Memphis to go on a run, and then they make it a little interesting, and then they get a little close. I mean, I don't think that's going to happen because Memphis just hasn't shown any life, but you definitely want to make sure that you go out there and have the game all the way in your favor, and then you put the bench. And you never want to do it before it's over. The Ohio State, yeah, there's really no positive in the situation for Memphis. I completely agree because, I mean, they were not supposed to play this bad. I mean, this is a really bad performance from the Memphis Grizzlies, and, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's just a bad way to end the season. If you lose a series like Atlanta going out to the Celtics, Atlanta tried. They didn't fold, and, yeah, they lost by 8, but they played really hard against the Celtics, and they were not supposed to win. So people would be like, yeah, the Hawks did really good, and maybe that'll help for next season. Well, the Memphis Grizzlies, you're the 2 seed, the Lakers are the 7 seed, even though, as we've established, you guys are correct that the Lakers are not your average, 7 seed. They are much better than that based on how they've been playing at the end of the season. But still, Memphis is the higher seed, and Memphis going out this way is a bad look. I mean, it's different if you lose, like I said, by 5. And it's a close game and you played hard, and it is what it is. You just lost, but you just can't lose like this. Esco the Cool said, I cut the TV off and just listened to Only Talk Sport live stream while I jump on 2K for about an hour. I appreciate it, Esco the Cool. Means a lot. Thanks for being here. Play some 2K. It probably will be a lot more fun than this game, but I really appreciate you for sticking around. And this live stream means a lot, but, man, this is definitely not a close game at all. I was not expecting this at all in any way, shape, or form. Thought it would be a fantastic game. Esco the Coolest time and Only Talk Sport. This is the easiest 4-quarter you're ever going to call. Yeah, I mean, I really like it when you do have a close game. You're going back and forth, but for sure, I mean, it's not even close at all. I mean, it's just is what it is. Lakers are up big. They're up by 34. Memphis has no fight in them. It looks like they're going to easily go down here. But I agree with that. Thanks so much for being here. V Ohio State says, you ever get a chance to watch John's post-game interview after Game 5 of the Bucks lost the Heat Only Talk Sport? I did check that out. Yes, I did for sure. I was told about it by other people as well, and then I did go watch it. Yeah, that's crazy. I think overall with, Giannis, I mean, he just laying it out on the line. He's just being honest. I mean, sometimes it is tough. I mean, I can understand why some people be upset with it. I mean, media, when you're answering questions for media, it's always tough because sometimes you could just word something a little bit that frustrates people or say something that frustrates people for sure. But, I mean, Giannis was just being honest. I mean, it is what it is. Maybe he didn't, utilize it completely correct. I have no idea. But overall, with Giannis, they had a disappointing end of the season. But they already won a title, and they've had a lot of success in other seasons. So I don't think it's too bad for the Bucks. But I think Giannis definitely will be back in the future. But, yeah, I definitely did get to check that out. Very interesting for sure. Thanks for reminding me. And you do have a free throw being made by Jaren Jackson. 103-70, 9:42 to go in the fourth. And Memphis has cut it to 32 after Jaren Jackson's 2 free throws. So now the ball is with the Lakers, and they do have some of the guys that are more on the bench in now, like Rui Hachimura, Wenyen Gabriel. It does seem like they're not going to be playing Anthony Davis and LeBron unless somehow this game gets really close. But 9:37 to go in the fourth quarter. And the Lakers are up by 32. Esco the Cool. So how do you even enter off after you get beat this badly? I have no idea. I mean, it's just a bad look overall. I don't really know what to do. I just think you got to wash it away and not really think about it anymore. You just got to go out there in the offseason and just forget it happened and try to rebuild and regroup for next season. I don't think you can really put too much stock into it. It's one game. Memphis had a great year, but it is definitely concerning for sure. But both benches are in for both teams. A lot of the players that don't play too much. Zaire Williams, he misses a 2 there. Definitely a guy that has potential but does not play too much. Jeff says, I really can't believe how bad they play. Me neither. Thanks for still being here, Jeff. Really appreciate it, but I can't believe it. And more timeouts. This other thing is always funny. You're up big. You're up by 32 points, and the Lakers are calling a timeout. They're calling a timeout. I mean, I know they got 4 left, but, I mean, it's like you're just trying to extend the game. Keep it going for Memphis. I mean, it's over. I mean, unless somehow it was just a complete collapse, but more likely not. But 32-point lead for the Lakers, and we got a timeout, 9:10 to go. Esco the Coolest, I think the referee's going to help Golden State. That's a good one. Definitely Esco the Cool thinks something going to happen for Golden State to win on Sunday. That's kind of funny for sure. Definitely a lot of people think so that possibly happens, but it is what it is. You definitely just have to play hard, overcome, bad foul calls or, tough situations in games. You just got to go out there and play at a high level and not let, stuff influence you and have it where you aren't able to win. But I think it's going to be interesting. That game's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully, the best team wins. Whoever, whatever happens in the game, team that makes more shots, and it's definitely don't come down to, a player getting a technical foul, get knocked out of a game and they lose, or a player getting fouled out. You just want all the players to go out there, play at an extremely high level, and the best team wins. It's going to be a lot of fun, though, for sure. The Ohio State, have you ever seen the movie? Reads about Giannis and his family journey to the NBA. Only tall sport I saw last on Disney Plus, and it's so good. I have not checked that out. I did see it, but I have not seen that yet. I have heard a lot of people say it's a great movie. So maybe I have to check that out sometime. But thanks for letting me know about that. I did definitely know a lot of people said it was great. Esco the Coolest of Ohio State should have watched himself before he stepped down the court of Milwaukee Game 6. Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. I mean, sometimes you need self-motivation. You got to go out there and in a big game and play hard. I mean, sometimes it is what it is. Sometimes the other team just is hungrier than you are. I mean, sometimes an injury happens. I mean, Giannis, he was out for a few games. If he was healthy the whole time, there is a great chance that the Bucks do win the series. But, hey, Miami had a chance because Giannis was out and Jimmy Butler took over. Jimmy Butler was not going to be denied that series. He might not be able to lead the Heat to more playoff wins, but he definitely wanted to win that series because they had that chance. And he went out there and he played some great basketball. And it just goes to Jimmy Buckets is a fantastic nickname because he is Jimmy Buckets, especially in playoff time. People say he increases, his effort and the way he plays in the playoff and plays even better. And I think that there is definitely an argument to that. The Ohio State, I do think the Warriors get more call. Game 7 is a close game. Well, I don't think the NBA, blah, blah, blah. I think there's by-a-layer for Warriors much better than the NBA. I mean, that's a good point. I mean, it's a good point. I hope we just see a great game. Obviously, I just want to see a great game. And, if it's the Lakers Warriors, like you said, for sure, if it's the Lakers Warriors, I mean, that's definitely going to draw eyeballs. It's the Warriors and the Lakers, two big brands with Curry and LeBron for sure. But hopefully just the better team wins. That's definitely what I would like to see. Esco the Cool says, the first NBA season in a long time where I'm not sure he's going to the NBA Finals. I really am not sure. I'm thinking Lakers versus Celtics, but I was thinking Phoenix versus Philly. It definitely could be any combination of those teams. Can't throw out Denver, even though Denver definitely has not proven they can go all the way yet. It could be a variety of different teams. And that's what makes it fun. I'm glad that you guys are all here. It's going to be a lot of fun as we go further out the playoffs. Hopefully, we'll be able to live stream more games. But really appreciate all you guys for being here. It means a lot. But definitely a lot of fun. This game maybe has not been a lot of fun unless you are a Lakers fan. It has been loads of fun. But definitely going to be really interesting for sure. Really appreciate all you guys for being here. The show on LeBron James working out earlier, hitting threes. He was locked in. And he definitely played fantastic in this game. And his teammate, especially D'Angelo Russell, the former Buckeye, he played fantastic. Troy Brown with the basketball now for the Lakers. Beasley in the lane. Beasley goes up, and there is a foul. That's also the other thing. It's funny. If you're the Grizzlies, you're down by 32, and then you foul. I mean, at this point, it doesn't really matter, right? Most playoff series wins by a player. Derek Fisher with 40, LeBron James 39, Robert Horry 39, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar 37, Tim Duncan 35. LeBron James won so many playoff series. It is insane. Troy Brown, he is first. 104-71, 9 to go in the fourth. The Lakers are up by 33. It's going to be really interesting to see how much, the Grizzlies do end up scoring in this game. Can they get to around like 90 points? Because right now, 71 points with 9 to go is definitely not a lot of points, not a good look. Beasley hits the second free throw, so it's 105-71. Under 9 to go in the fourth quarter. And you've definitely got a lot of the backups in. Hopefully get a lot of valuable experience for the future. Maybe that will definitely help Memphis grow their bench. Roddy for 3. His shot is off the mark for Memphis. They're down by 34, 8:40 to go in the fourth. Lakers bringing the ball down the floor. Like I said, all the backups are in, definitely. Can hopefully get some valuable experience. Lakers shoot a 2 in the mid-range, and they knock it down. So it's 107-71. 8:20 to go in the fourth. Roddy with the ball for the Grizzlies. Now over to Kenneth Lofton. And Kenneth Lofton, his shot is off the mark. Troy Brown, he gets the rebound there. 8:10 to go in the fourth. Max Christie's into the game for the Lakers out of Michigan State. He is definitely a solid potential to be a player that improves in the future. He takes the mid-range too, and Christie knocks it down. Good shot for Max Christie. Again, a lot of potential there. Really good for these players to get experience. 109-71. 7:50 to go in the fourth. Aldama in the corner for the Grizzlies, driving in on Max Christie. That's definitely a mismatch for Aldama. Aldama goes up strong. His shot is barely off the mark, but he taps it back in. So 109-73. The Lakers are up by 36 points. John Morant, he's smiling over on the sideline, but he can't be too happy inside. Maybe he's just trying to laugh it off. I don't know, but it's definitely a bad performance for Memphis. The Lakers miss a 3. Roddy down the floor to Lofton down low. Lofton goes up strong. He gets his own miss. Lofton goes up again, and there is a foul on Beasley. So there will be free throws for Kenneth Lofton. Kenneth Lofton obviously played at Louisiana Tech. He definitely is a big body that has potential to have success in the NBA in the future if he just sticks with it. His first free throw is good. 109-74, 7:18 to go in the fourth quarter. You definitely can tell that the Memphis coach is very upset. It is what it is. Lofton, he misses the second free throw, so he splits the free throws. 109-74, 7:10 to go in the fourth quarter. Lakers for 3, and they knock it down. 112-74. 38-point lead for Los Angeles. Unbelievable. 7 to go in the fourth. Lofton fakes the 2. He goes up strong. Lofton goes up, and it's good. 112-76. 36-point lead for the Lakers now after Memphis hits that 2. Troy Brown Jr. with the ball. One of the most experienced players that is out on the floor for either team. Swings over to Max Christie. 6:40 to go. Definitely running down this clock. Not as many fouls now. It seems like these players are just going out there and playing. Like it's almost like open gym. Kenneth Lofton kicks over. Almost a turnover, and it is a turnover for the Memphis Grizzlies. They make that mistake there. Pass it behind Roddy. Trying to set up a play there, but definitely the youth showing out for these guys that don't get to play that much, but still, again, valuable experience. Nonetheless, Lonnie Walker, he's on the floor as well for the Lakers. Definitely has not played too much, but he is another player with experience. Lonnie Walker for 3. His shot's good. What a shot there. 115-76, a 39-point lead for the Lakers. 6 to go in the fourth quarter. Roddy with the basketball for the Memphis Grizzlies to Zaire Williams, and Williams for 3. Zaire Williams out of Stanford definitely has a lot of talent and potential as well, but again, does not get to play much. The Ohio State's the Lakers versus Kings will be fun, but I know that the NBA wants Lakers versus Warriors round 2. I just want the best team to win Game 7. Completely agree. Like you said, Lakers Kings will be awesome, especially for the Kings, considering the fact that they have not been this far in the playoffs since 2004, winning a playoff series. Hopefully they'll be able to do it. Make it interesting. But, I kind of be interested to see the Warriors win it as well because of the fact, that they probably won't be great for too much longer because the players are going to age out with Curry and Clay and Draymond. But it would be cool to see the Kings. I hope the Kings win for the youth, being able to get their first playoff series win, and the fact that they haven't been since 2004. But I kind of hope the Warriors win as well because it might be one of their last times they can go far. So I kind of hope both teams win in a way. I really do. But like you said, I want the best team to win. I just hope the best team wins. Kind of have that hope for the Kings and the hope for the Warriors. It's going to be very interesting for sure. But just going back and forth, both these teams just playing a lot of these bench players, just scrambling for the ball. But there's 4:56 to go. Time is winding down. Still 115-79 Lakers. The Ohio State's is Kobe Bryant said in an interview a few years ago before he passed away that Derek Fisher may have been his favorite teammate of all time. Fisher is the ultimate professional. I agree with you. Derek Fisher was a fantastic NBA player, just did all the things right as a teammate and player. Definitely a great player, and that's the most playoff series wins of all time. But hey, LeBron James only one behind him, so he could pass him. All records meant to be broken, but Derek Fisher's still a fantastic player. And it's still sad on Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace to him still. 4:30 to go in the fourth. Still no one scoring. Some back and forth action. Roddy into the lane for Memphis. He almost had a slam dunk, but he didn't get it to fall. He thought he got fouled. Now Beasley on the other end goes up, and finally there is a foul call. Esco the Cool said, a long while ago, John Moran said, I'm fine in the West. More like, help mom. That's a good one. That's funny. I mean, hey, again, it's not looking too good for Memphis in the future if they can't improve better than this. I mean, they had a great regular season, but you got to have success in the playoffs. And they were supposed to be the better team, but they really dropped the ball here. They really struggled in this game. There's not too much else you can say about it. It was just a dreadful performance. And hopefully for them, they can have more success in the future. With Beasley, his first free throw is up, and it is good. So we have 4:24 left in this game. Memphis probably wants this game over as quick as possible. If they do, they probably should not be fouling, giving the Lakers more points. Beasley, his second free throw is up and good as well. 117-79. 4:20 to go in the fourth. The Ohio State's one of the few popular Memphis that Desmond Bane took a big jump this year. Desmond Bane has become quite a good player. I've been impressed by Bane. I agree with you. And that's what they're going to need, development. I think development, even for some of these guys that are deep on the bench that are playing right now, will be huge. Like Roddy, if his improvement could be key. Aldama, those guys could play a role in the future. Lakers miss. 4 to go in the fourth. Roddy down the floor for Memphis. Good pass to Lofton. And he dunks it home. That's a good play. Memphis with a big dunk there. So it's 117-81. Under 3:50 to go in the fourth. We're just going back and forth with the bench players. Definitely. The Lakers have this in hand. Esco the Cool's my bad. Only tall sport. My phone is acting crazy. You're good, man. I was like, it was so nice. You wrote it twice. You're good, man. No big deal, but I really appreciate you for being here. This game has been acting crazy as well with just how poorly Memphis has played. Memphis scores again with Kenneth Lofton. I don't think anybody really expected this bad of a blowout. No one really predicted at one point the Lakers would be about 39 points in the game. That's just insane. But 3:15 to go in the fourth. We're almost done with this massacre for Memphis. After they just got beat really bad. They did not play well at all. Roddy down the floor. Kicks to Lofton for three. His shot's no good. Lakers rebound. Christie with the ball. 2:50 to go in the fourth quarter. What a performance from Los Angeles. And again, if they play like this in the future, they could really do some special things in these playoffs. They could be a dangerous team. Christie kicks back to Lonnie Walker. His three is off the mark. Lofton with the board. Up the floor for Memphis. Zaire Williams. In the lane, he misses the shot. Good defense from the Lakers. Still, even now, their bench players are playing good defense. Beasley, his shot's good in the corner. 120-83. And Beasley and Troy Brown, they both play at times for the Lakers, definitely helping them get some reps on the floor. 2:20 to go in the fourth. But, man, this was a really good performance from the Lakers. And if they play like this in the future, I could really see them doing some big things in the playoffs. In Memphis, they're definitely going to have to regroup for sure. Jeff says, great coverage on the game. I thought it would be a good one, but very disappointing. I agree with you, and I really appreciate the compliment. I tried to make it a lively game, but it definitely was anything but, except if you're a Lakers fan. Big game for them, but Memphis did not play good basketball hardly at any point in this game, maybe outside the first 3 minutes. Memphis down the floor. And the ball is poked out of bounds. 1:51 to go in the fourth. It still will remain Memphis basketball. But, man, the Lakers, whoever the Lakers, end up playing in the future in these playoff series beyond the next series that we're going to have, whether it's going to be the Warriors, Kings, if they can get by them, whoever the Lakers do play, if they get past the next series with the Warriors and the Kings, is going to have a hard time with the Lakers if they're playing this well. The Ohio State, who would have thought both games tonight would be blowouts, especially the way this one was. I mean, the Kings-Warriors wasn't really close. But like you said, I thought both games would go down to the wire, and they'd be fantastic games. And potentially, you'd have, the King going down. I thought the Warriors might get it done, and maybe Memphis would win, but it ended up being the inverse. The Kings won, but then you had a horrible performance by Memphis. So it was kind of the opposite of what I really thought maybe would happen. But it's crazy. Definitely, both games were not close, but still a lot of great action. Really appreciate you guys for sticking it out regardless. It's been a lot of fun having you guys here as always. You have Troy Brown kicking it to Beasley. Beasley's 2 is good. 122-83. The Ohio State, I do think Game 7 Warrior King will go down to the wire. I hope it does. Hope it's a great game regardless of who wins. But whoever wins is going to have to meet the Lakers, and that will be tough if the Lakers are playing this well, which I don't think the Lakers are going to play this well the whole time. Santi Aldama scores a 2 for Memphis. But still, the Lakers, if they're playing this well, it could be a problem for whoever they play. This was a fantastic performance and just a really bad performance for Memphis, and they're going to have to regroup in this offseason for sure. We're under a minute to play. And you've got the Lakers up by 37 points. A fantastic performance. Christie for 3. Christie knocks it down, and the Lakers are up by 40. Nana says, did stick it out till the end. Poor Grizzlies, for sure. I appreciate you for sticking it out, and I appreciate you for being here. More importantly, it was a lot of fun having all you guys here, but especially you, Nan. It meant a lot, you being here for sure, and it stinks that the Grizzlies are out. But the Lakers, they played great, and they deserve to win. So it is what it is, but I really appreciate you for being here, Nan. It meant a lot. Esco the Cool said Grizzlies stink. That's it. That's all. Well, man, they had a great regular season, but they definitely stunk in this game for sure. But I really appreciate you for being here, Esco the Cool. And the Ohio State Lakers end up winning by 40. Unbelievable. Game is over 125-85. Esco the Koala says, the only toss where my Timberwolves play better than this. We went out even better than this. I agree with you. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, this was one of the worst performances from all the teams we've seen in the playoffs, especially in an elimination game. So many other teams like the Hawks and the Timberwolves played much better. The Ohio State, I wonder when the last time it was in the NBA when someone lost an elimination game by 40. It's probably been years. I agree. It doesn't happen that often because usually you play so hard that the game's close nonetheless, even if you aren't having a great shooting night. But Memphis, they played awful. They're going to have to regroup. But the Lakers, they're going to get the Kings or the Warriors in the next series. And the Lakers, they're going to have a tough time with either of them. But if the Lakers play like this, then the other team might be having a tough time. The Lakers might be going on even further, for sure. I think the Lakers have the potential to go far if they keep playing like this. The Ohio State's a great stream as always. Only Talk Sports. The rest of the playoffs is going to be great. Today was just an abnormal night. I agree. I'm looking forward to it. And hopefully some more of these games will end up being closer. It definitely was not the best performance in the world that we saw tonight by these two games with the Warriors and the Memphis Grizzlies performance. But still, hopefully Kings and Warriors will be a great Game 7. And we'll have a lot of great games. Hopefully the Suns and Nuggets is great tomorrow. But I'm looking forward to all these games. Just all the teams play better. It's really pitiful. I agree with you. But I really appreciate all you guys for being here. Like the stream down below. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. But more importantly, thank you guys all for sticking out the game with me. It was not very close in this game, but you guys are awesome. Really appreciate you guys for being here. But hopefully we'll be back soon for some playoff games in the future. Maybe tomorrow. I'll definitely try to do that. But I really appreciate all you guys for being here. You guys are all awesome. Can't wait to see you guys in the next stream. But the NBA playoffs have been a lot of fun. They weren't too close tonight, but the Kings and Lakers getting big wins. The Lakers advance and the Kings hold on in that series. It's now 3-3. Should be really fun, but I'm looking forward to the rest of these playoff series. But what a win for the Lakers, and they move on. Thanks for being here, everybody. I really appreciate it.